There we go. Okay. I tried doing it a little bit differently this time, and so I wasn't sure if I was live or not. Okay. Hi, killer dog. Hang on a minute. Do you want a treat? You sit pretty? Good girl. There you go, pup. Ugh. She's slobbering on me. Okay. Now I think I should be live. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think so. Um, if anybody can tell me how the audio's going, I would appreciate it. That's a bit harder to check into than the lighting and all that. And if I talk to somebody in Discord, it's going to sound how it sounds in Discord, not through OBS. So I don't know. I don't know if I have to turn up my mixer or if I have to move the mic closer to my mouth or what. But historically, I haven't had super good sound, but I made a few changes, so hopefully it's going to be better. Hey Elk, how does it sound? This might as well be a test stream. I just have other stuff to talk about too. So I'm hoping the sound is good. Oh, there's a delay. I didn't know that I was going to have a delay on here. Let me see. Okay, cool. So I'll just keep close to the mic then. I don't love this delay, but oh well. Something I will address next time. Okay, so let me grab a window here. Okay. I was being talked at here. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Also, hey Elk, hey Clark Cunt. A long time since I've seen you around. Hmm. There we go. So yesterday, the reason I've been teasing coming back. If you're in my Discord, you'd know that I've talked about coming back for a while. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna shrink me down a little. I think. Nah, I'll keep me big and just go over. So I saw last night, and I didn't really know what was going on very well. That something had happened with Chud and maybe Destiny, and I was like, okay, I'm interested. I couldn't respond to your no delay maybe. If you want to test the delay, now I'll respond when you say test. Okay. Type test when I count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, definitely a delay. So I was trying to find out in but it was like super late at night when I found out. So when I was trying to ask people, I wasn't really getting like any response. So I did some digging around. Yeah, I think there's at least a 20-second delay, if not longer. And then I kind of caught a glimpse, and then right as I just sort of started figuring it out, I saw that Stardust had called Shutout, because apparently he's been involved in, and I don't fully know the whole story on what he's been doing, but he got called out for being a part of some doxing, something like that. I'm not making any claims here. Uh, and then in response to that, Chud posted on Twitter, a creator called Elderdrazi had their government name on their content creator Instagram account and their PayPal linked on their Twitch for tips. Some people in my Discord at the time made jokes involving their last name when Elderdrazi said he didn't want his name to be public information. Someone reached out to him and told him how to change this so his name was no longer on his Insta/PayPal. I have never doxed anyone nor supported doxing in any way, shape, or form. Stardust is now hopping on this new snark/doxing drama like the disgusting parasite she is to try and get some sort of win because all she can ever do is hope for scraps from Destiny's table. Destiny is an open doxer, yet all of his fans are wretched, raped orbiters, Stardust, Wick, plus more, are desperately trying to paint me as a doxer permissive of doxing for exceptionally tenuous reasons. And then he posted a thing. That was in response to Star saying, who remembers the debate I had with Chudlogic years ago about doxing and spreading personal information in his community? Hey, Mantis. Nice to see you. I wasn't around for when this happening originally. Would love to know it from your perspective. I've only heard other people tell it. That's true. I pretty much just laid low. When things started happening, I sort of remembered, like I watched Destiny for many years, and he said just if you're having a whole lot of drama, you can just like don't engage with it for a while. So I just sort of laid low for a couple weeks while everybody was talking about it. And that was crazy. Like everybody was talking about it. It was nuts. But the whole thing didn't really bother me very much. The only thing that really got under my skin was when they found my wife and my girlfriend's like private accounts, and then they were sharing pictures. Some of the pictures that they shared were like them and like not nude, but like they were like they didn't have a whole lot of clothes on, and they're being like cuddly with each other. That's not me using like a metaphor. Like they were just being cuddly, but like it's very weird to go that route, and that's what really bothered me. So then that happened, and then in response to that, his own tweet, he put up the debate that him and Stardust had, which I'm kind of interested in going over. And then I had said on there, I seem to remember things going a bit differently than you're saying. I definitely remember my city being named and speaking up about it, and now it's just my last name and not them sharing pictures of my wife and girlfriend from their private accounts. Nice try, though. And he said, I'm trying to summarize a drama that happened 3 years ago. People can watch the debate about it or any other content at the time if they want a fuller picture of what happened. I stand by my comments at the time. This is the reason why I'm streaming today. That's an insane retelling of what happened. So I responded that he reframed it as some jokes in his community trying to help, and I shared these screenshots. And I'm pretty sure I have more. I know I have more on my phone for sure than I already put out there, but I have more on my computer, I think. I just got to dig for them. I don't think I lost any of that stuff. I have a folder for like pictures and things like that usually get put into backup if I have to reset my computer. Unfortunately, my OBS layout, not in that. And from his Spicy Chat Discord, Vehement V said Elder docs. Some guy said not even docs. He reveals where he lives by outing the company. Then Vehement V says I found his location. Jack says good. He asked where I got fired for. White ass says wait. And Rita asked how old I am. And then this is where it seems pretty obvious to me. Rita says, do we know what state Eldrazi is in? Unrelated to previous image. I don't have the previous image. I'm not sure what it was. I don't remember. But this kind of speaks a lot to like the intent. I think. Jack says I've gotten texts. None of this stuff matters. Rita says no one texts Eldrazi on TikTok and asks to help him his radio setup. Do not pivot his personal information using this. I definitely didn't understand that TikTok made that public. I thought it was just like when you signed up, you just had to give you like your information like you normally would, and I usually just fill it out accurately. Um, and what he's talking about is I put a system in my old minivan, like two big ass subwoofers and like tweeters at the front and all that, and I sort of posted updates on my TikTok, and it did like really well, better than anything I've ever done on YouTube. Obscene, like over 100,000 views and shit, and it makes me sad because I really just made those videos to troll my friend who was worried that I was gonna blow up my car, so I wanted to keep him updated, and I thought it was a funny way to do it. So yeah, so I posted receipts, and Chud got super hard ratioed about it, which is very funny. I don't really care about that, but when it's somebody like Chud who really only cares about like clout and like money, the fact that somebody who he's talked down to me because of my like creator size and all that, because he has a bigger audience. And it was like when he was bullying Smith too. So I know it has to get under his skin. Um, I think it's the only time I've ever said ratioed online is when this happened, and it's just very funny to me because I know that he cares for sure. So because of that, I've been putting off streaming. I was like, all right, I guess I'll come back. I've been way like over this. It wasn't like that big of a thing to me when it happened. But if you're gonna lie about it because somebody is trying to paint a picture of a pattern of behavior and you want to say that this isn't a thing that happened, like I'm gonna talk about it then. That's crazy. That's a super crazy reframing of things. And um, this, like anything else, if I think that somebody's like wrong at the cost of somebody else, I'm probably gonna speak up on stream about it. Um, and then before I get into like started a stream last night, I want to watch some of that and talk about it. I also have guess I should get in my Discord. I also have maybe some people who are going to stop by and talk, and if they do, I'll pause what I'm checking out and I'll talk to them. Fuck, did I lose my train of thought? Also, I apologize. I threw this together super fast while I was working. I'm super tired. I got like 3.5 hours of sleep last night, and I took a little nap right when I got out of work, and I worked like 12 hours a day. So, but granted, just from my desk. But oh yeah. So what's going on with streaming now? I think moving forward, for sure on Fridays, I'm gonna try to stream. Maybe on Saturdays too. On Monday, I'm gonna be streaming on Wix channel with Stardust. We're gonna go over the rape review. We're gonna do a rape review of how Chud got blown out by Dan, and I think Destiny too. I kind of try to avoid seeing some of that stuff because I knew I was gonna come here today to do this. Where did I have? Thought I had a link to. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I do have it. Gaming streams? I could. If that's something that people want, it's something I could certainly do. Now I'm going to shrink down. Yeah, and I'll make the content on the screen bigger. Oh, I gotta pop me up there. There we go. I've done like pseudo gaming streams before too, where I have like a visual game going on in the background. But I could probably do something like that if that's something you're interested in. So Stardust covered it, and I briefly like put it on last night, but I was super tired. I was trying to go to sleep. I'm surely will have Mr. Girl on from Mortal Kombat at some point. I hope. He owes me a rematch. I was too fresh at MK1. I'm a lot better now. Where do I know you from? I used to make a lot of content about like Mr. Girl. That's kind of ran dry now though. So, although I'm surely will at some point. Otherwise, I don't know. I've been on a lot of other people's streams. But yeah, so this is the thing to start head on. I was trying to go to sleep, so I I put it on and then just like turned it off. I was like, I gotta go to bed, and I still didn't. But so I haven't really seen any of it. What's going on? Oh, muted at the top. So
Other day, they were trapped, and I had to rescue
there we go. I had to mute mine.
and I got them out safely. Anyways, I wish they were debating which cheese is best. So,
I guess I didn't address it, but this is my new office. I shouldn't hear any dogs barking in the middle of streams and panels and all that anymore. If he starts going crazy downstairs, I can close the door. I got a new place, just me and my pup, and so it's pretty easy to keep everything quiet now. Shouldn't have all the extra bullshit that I used to have to deal with when I was trying to stream with sound and all that.
So, right, what was I saying? My understanding is that in the JStock Queeman space / spicy space.
Yeah, I'm super uninformed about all this stuff that's going on. Oh yeah, Star recommended that I play this at 1.5 speed, so that's what I'm gonna do.
There are a bunch of Splinter servers, and one of these Splinter servers, there was some coordination going on with brigading and doxing and harassment, which makes sense. You know, generally in these types of spaces, if there's harassment or brigading being coordinated, it's not something that can be easily coordinated in a mainstreamer's server, because obviously that would get them in trouble, right? So I'm not super surprised at it. But basically, my first news of it was when Lonerbox revealed that somebody had leaked the server to him. It was like a 20 GB file. Then I learned even more when I tapped into another stream. When Lonerbox revealed that somebody had leaked the server to him. It was like a 20 GB file. Then I learned even more when I tapped into another stream and learned that I guess Dan or Destiny had somebody who had been scraping the server for like 2 years, which is insane, right? And if you don't know, like whatever, no matter what your stance is on whatever ongoing battles or, you know, whatever, okay? Whatever your stance is, objective.
So it's like a gay ops server, I'm guessing? Interesting. Yeah, I thought she said DB. Obviously she said GB, I just heard it wrong, so I was super confused. So is this like a Chudlogic, like Queeman gay ops server, I'm guessing?
This group has
Chud really puts the faggot in gay ops.
Been harassing and brigading people for years, okay? I had a relatively large fight with Chudlogic years ago because several years ago, a guy named Eldrazi
there we go.
accidentally self-doxed in one of his social media accounts. I guess it was like TikTok and PayPal.
Yep, that's accurate.
And they told him about it, and he corrected it, and he was uncomfortable with his name floating around Chudlogic's server. But people, I guess, like Chudlogic gave him his word that he would make sure that they wouldn't share more of his personal information. Well, that fell through.
Also, just for context, when this happened, I went on to Chud's stream, and Chud really just acted like he didn't care. And then when I pressed him, he brought DK on, and DK went like kind of like psycho about it. It was pretty schizo. And then accused me of saying that they maliciously doxed me, which I didn't. You can go back and see that stream. I never said that, and I said I didn't say that. He insisted that I did, which got a lot more people riled up. It wasn't until Doobie got involved and called Shut Out for it, to where he said he was like gonna do something about it, as far as I can remember. And then when he did, he like really half-assed it. I was still in Spicy Chat. I could see it. And like the biggest person doing things, Rita, got like kicked out for like I think less than a day, maybe a day. It was not very long. That did not happen. People were making fun of him. They had his full name. They were going through his resume, through his work history. They found pictures of his wife, pictures of his girlfriend. They were making fun of pictures of his wife and pictures of his girlfriend, which is like, this guy was poly, I guess. Which is like, at this point, you are involving people who are not even public figures. You're making fun of this man's wife. You're making fun of his girlfriend. These are people who did not ask to be involved. You're going through his history. Like I really didn't like that. And so I called Chudlogic out on it, and Chudlogic basically wrote me off as like, oh, she doesn't know what she's fucking talking about. You know, she's a fucking idiot. Which prompted me to, because I am crazy. Sometimes I'm not actually crazy. I'm like relatively, compared to the content creator space, I am very mentally sane. I've talked to Star offline. I can vouch. She's a pretty like normal person. Um, shit. What did she just say that I wanted to
Sometimes I'm
comment
not
on?
actually crazy. I'm like which prompted me to because I am
Oh yeah,
um
Chud's always been like do first annihilator kind of guy.
crazy. Sometimes I'm not actually crazy. I'm like relatively. I'm compared to the content creator space. I am very mentally sane, which prompted me to make a PowerPoint, basically going over the entire thing, breaking it down, why I
It
had an
was
issue with it.
awesome. I can't
This
believe
happened
she did
years
all
ago.
that.
It culminated in a bunch of us going back and forth, arguing back and forth. I had a big argument with Chudlogic, basically at the end of it, and laid out why I had an issue with it, and you know that people were spreading this man's.
Oh, okay. I asked about the sound, and people said it was good, so I'll turn it up a bit. I'm trying to make sure that I don't catch the fan, but I'm fat, so I need the fan. But thank you for telling me. I really appreciate that. I haven't really had any good, solid way to test out my audio. The usual reaction is, I can't believe you're accusing us of doxing. It was public information somewhere that we used to harass you. We didn't publicize it technically. Uh, yeah, and really, like, that's how doxing always works. It would be very rare to find information that's not online to dox somebody. You take some information from one area of the internet and you bring it to another area of internet where it is much more likely to do harm, usually with the intent to do harm. Well, I would say for doxing to be doxing, you'd probably have to have the intent to do harm. And like if you've seen Chudlogic's comments in his own Discord, I think he understands what was happening. One of the screenshots that I put up on Twitter had Chud saying, "It's all over if this server gets taken down, especially for me." Why would he be worried about his server getting taken down when all that was going on about me? It seems like if he wasn't breaking any rules, like doing like allowing any doxing to happen in his community, he wouldn't have any concerns at all. Because it's when he reported it to Discord, which I have no idea if anybody ever did. I don't think anybody ever did. Then there would be nothing to worry about. And I also watched him in real time, like scrub a bunch of stuff off of his Discord.
You know, dox information around there. His thing
Oh.
was like, well, technically that's
This is weird. I haven't paid attention to Twitch drama for at least 2 years. It's all still happening, I guess. Well, people doing dumb stuff doesn't stop. It just so happens that this got brought back up because he was doing dumb stuff.
not doxing. Doxing is like if somebody else finds out information. Well, whatever. Okay. You are spreading information that he did not intend for you to have. You gave him your word, and you went back on that word. And because I challenged Chud on that, and his community can be quite vitriolic, I, as a result, just became a target for them. And I mean, they already hated me. I already knew. I was made aware a long time before that his community hated my fucking guts. They just like absolutely fucking hated me. And you know what? Fair enough. My content's not for everybody. But I think the level of harassment I got following that was next level. And I remember Queeman was just starting out back then. He was a baby streamer, but then he blew up pretty quickly. And he would start his streams, and he would wait for me to start my stream. And then he would start his stream, and he would watch my entire streams from start to finish. And I'm pretty sure he did this. He did this for
wild. I didn't know
a
that.
very long fucking time. And these people were basically talking to everybody. Like there was.
Hey, Wick, what's up? Nice to see you. Very excited to do the Chudlogic rape review on Monday with you.
Not a single chat that I could go into without getting flamed. I couldn't go into my own boyfriend's chat at the time without getting flamed by people. Actually, it was kind of insane. And you know, I'm not saying that I'm innocent. I've been controversial in the past. I've made my mistakes, right? Everybody's human. But that like a lot of that feels like it was directly related to that. And then it was just smear campaign after smear campaign. People accusing me of being a revenge pornographer because I covered the stuff that happened with Carissa and Hunter Avalon.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Sorry, there's a 20-second delay on my stream. I got to address next time I stream. We consider this a test stream for now.
People accusing me of being like a pill popper. When I took time off for a family emergency and I couldn't stream for like 3 months, people were saying that I was like homeless and like.
Hey, Saxon. Oh yeah. Also, if you're here, God, Beckett was a prick to star. I have no idea about any of that. I didn't know if they were still together or what. I have no idea. Basically, for the last year, like I moved. Me and my wife got divorced. I moved. And basically had to start all over from like zero. So I didn't really it wasn't super appealing for me to be that engaged with the online content stuff when I know I really couldn't make any online content. I just didn't have it in me. So I missed a lot of things. And that was definitely one of the things that I missed. But I just wanted to say, if you're here, if you could give a thumbs up. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd also be super cool. Both of those things are free.
Like on the streets or
I'd
whatever. Like,
appreciate
it was
it.
just insane. Okay, and like it's not like I could like effectively fight back, right? I was like a single person. Yeah, I just feel like, look, it is what it is. I'm used to getting brigaded and targeted.
Wait, did I hear that right?
Me of being like a pill popper. When I took time off for a family emergency and I couldn't stream for like 3 months, people were saying that I was like homeless and like on the streets or whatever. Like, it was just insane. Okay, and like it's not like I could like effectively fight back, right? I was like a single person.
It's a good thing you're back on your feet, Drazi. Haha, I'm glad you're back on your feet. Wait, I said it's a good thing that you don't know, Drazi. I'm glad you're back on your feet. I'm doing wonderful. I'm like working constantly. I have like a 2-story house to me and my dog Self, and now I can finally stream again. I would say that on like a individual level, outside of like all the stuff that had happened, I'm probably outside of like I guess like the family stuff, I'm doing better than I probably ever have been. So I appreciate that.
So, yeah, I just feel like, look, it is what it is. I'm used to getting brigaded and targeted. Yeah, let me just see here. I remember in real time during that stream, a bunch of them then found out his name was linked to one of his dono things and DM'd him to tell him, and we're like, we helped him fix it. Star didn't. Yeah, during the debate with, I don't know, one of the debates. I don't know, there were a bunch of different debates, but...
They helped me a lot by all the sharing of my information amongst each other. Absolutely. Also coming into my chat and saying my name as well in my chat while I was streaming was very helpful.
So, I mean, yeah, and then I think that really set the trend for people just shitting on me, right? It became very in fashion to shit on Stardust. And to be fair, like, I was a bit more timid and a little bit less confident back then. And I mean, also, it's just in to shit on women on the internet, right? It's just what it is, right? But yeah, it was kind of wild. I mean, I've been brigaded by like neo-Nazis, by groypers, by like everything in the past, right? And I still continue to, like, occasionally, depending
I literally just woke up. Perfect timing. Hell yeah.
on who I get mad, I'll still get brigaded. But like,
I'm how often will you stream now? I'm aiming for like Friday, Saturday, and maybe another day. I just gotta see. I usually work 12 hours a day, and so I work a lot of overtime, so it's very lucrative for me to work like 12 hours a day. But I'm gonna try to work, or I'm gonna try to stream as much as I can. I just gotta balance it with like I have a girlfriend and I usually see her just on Sundays, so like I probably won't stream on Sundays if I do, very rarely. And then I'm seeing a couple other people, kind of seeing how that's going. So like I don't know, trying to figure out what a consistent schedule can look like, but I'm gonna aim for Friday and Saturday for right now, with like some additional days sort of at random until I figure out what's gonna work best for me.
there's something that's different and very personal about the way that J-Stock and Queeman and the whatever spicy chat turned into, or whatever it evolved to and branched off into. There's something deeply and uniquely personal about that, and the way that they operate, and the way that they will follow you around obsessively, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if they had a bunch of Splinter servers where, that were dedicated to different groups of people, But even today, I feel like, it's not as bad as it used to be, but every now and then they'll turn their head back to me, But I feel like I was ground zero for a lot of that, like, testing. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little delusional, because to me it felt like it was just me, and it felt like, am I the only one seeing like how crazy this is? But it felt like I was maybe Queeman's like first obsession before he became obsessed with other people. Pretty sure I was his first obsession. So, for the most part, I tried to just ignore them. But, they make alt accounts. Or they'll like they'll coordinate everybody to like a tweet of theirs where they're calling you out, or they'll like coordinate. Tom went through that as well. I'm sure he did, but I was the first obsession.
I thought Stardust was live actually just now. They are definitely obsessive bullies. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. I actually talked to Star. Star's going to stream after I'm done streaming, from last that I heard. We did kind of coordinate a little bit on that.
I'm gonna put my foot in the ground. I'm gonna say that I was the first obsession for these folks. Okay. But
Tom went through that as well. Tom went through some shit.
Did something similar to NSE. Yeah. Yeah. No, NSE came out.
The Tom stuff is a really good example of. I have a pretty hard time staying quiet if somebody's doing some fucked shit and I can see it.
after me even, I think.
I
But
think I think before that, people just thought that it was just like a Mr. Girl thing that I would speak up and argue with people. But it doesn't really matter who it is. If I think that somebody's unfairly like getting harassed online or fucked with, bullied, however you want to word it, I'm gonna say something. I didn't really know. Well, I guess I knew that Stardust was getting like some amount of shit, but like everybody gets some amount of shit. I didn't really know that it was to the extent that it was until like I really just like wasn't able to like do anything stream wise. Uh, oh yeah, by the way, I did on Twitter put an open invitation for Chud if he wanted to talk about any of this. He did fail to respond. I'm not super surprised, but
I'm pretty sure I was the first obsession because I took shots at Chudlogic, which was his
so nobody can say that I didn't give him a chance to speak his side or anything like that. I certainly did. He just chose not to take it.
after me even, I think. But I'm
Which is
pretty sure
fair.
I was the first obsession because I took shots at Chudlogic, which was his streamer daddy at the time, right? And his, Chudlogic's community was pretty vitriolic
see.
and pretty dedicated to him. And I mean, it's nice. It must be nice to have a community that is that dedicated
I
to you,
haven't
that is
seen it yet,
willing
Saxon.
to go to bat for you. For like an entire year, he did that. Him starting when I started my stream and watching my streams like a full way through. And he'd use Spicy Chat VC at the time. Yeah, I remember that too. That they would watch my streams from start to finish, and they would chat in Spicy Chat VC sometimes during it. And yeah, he did that for like an entire year. That's how obsessive he was. And then it was like even it felt like almost this might be me. I have no proof of this, but it felt like almost when also my ex-boyfriend got into streaming that it almost felt like they also purposely kind of became a large portion of his chatters, right?
Yeah, I appreciated you jumping in. For Tom's stuff, he really had no one but me, which isn't valid since I'm his girlfriend. LOL. I didn't even know that. Yeah, so I think, at least from my perspective, the whole Tom thing was a really good example that like I'm good faith, but also like I thought it was pretty fair about the whole thing. Because Tom did, in the course of everything going on with him, he did say some really stupid fucking shit, and I called him on that, but I defended him against what everybody else was saying. It was something to the effect of, like, he said, I already did apologize for this. He's like, I said, I'm sorry that you feel this way. Or, like, I'm sorry, like, when, what the fuck's her name? The really, I can't think of her name now. The really stupid bitch that would hang out in Destiny's fucking server and shit. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not calling her that because she's a woman. I'm calling her that because she's a dumb bitch. I can't remember her name though. But anyways, he said, I did apologize. He said, I'm sorry that like you feel this way about it. Something to that effect. And I called him out and said, like, that's bullshit. That's one of the shittiest things you can say. That's not an apology. Kelly. Sure. You could say that you said that's fair. Call out even though Kelly doesn't deserve, Kelly Jean, that's her name, deserve an apology. That's fair, but you can't go and then say, like, I did apologize. No, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. You can't take credit for apologizing when you said shit like that. I think that's the rudest shit. If somebody was, I've had people apologize like that to me. I'm like, we don't need to be
almost
around
felt
each
like
other
that.
anymore. Fuck that.
It was like a solid year every single time you streamed. Yeah. So I mean, like that's
Good
that's my
God.
experience, right? It felt like even when Beckett was like starting to get into streaming, like yeah, initially he had like a good crowd, but there also was a significant portion of people from that space that also kind of would go into his chat and try to buddy up with him, and I think they were successful. They did buddy up with my boyfriend, and no fault to him. He didn't realize what was happening. And they ended up like much later, obviously like a year and a half, maybe 2 years later, like ended up turning on him too. But that was on purpose. It was obviously on purpose, right? It was to make his chat hostile to me. It was to fuck with me, obviously, right? Like, what better way to get under a girl's skin than to be best buddies with her boyfriend, right? While you're character assassinating her, right? And then to like raid her boyfriend while you're character assassinating her, right? Like, yeah.
I know it's not all of Chud's viewers. Like, I've watched Chudlogic in the past. It's been a long time. But like, I frequented when I wanted to know what was going on in the streaming space. He used to be a pretty good channel to go to. insofar as like reporting on what's going on and all that. If there was some kind of crazy drama happening and I wanted to know, I would probably go to Chud's first because I was sure that he'd be covering it. But like I would say, out of anybody's like audience that I've seen, it's like the most like anti-women, like not like maybe not like Nick Fuentes level, but like in like the space that I occupy, people that like I have talked to or could have talked to, pretty like wild incelly vibes for the general audience. Like I said, clearly not everybody, but like a lot of stuff in his chat, and I think that might have been an accident at first, um, but like I think Chud leaned into it kind of hard. Oh yeah, I do still want to keep this going. Sorry for all the pauses. I realized like 2 days ago, because I watched the whole like super long video about the quartering, because I fucking hate the quartering. I've always hated the quartering. For years I've tweeted about how much I hate the quartering. I realized that Chud and the quartering look remarkably similar. Like, look at this. Doesn't that look like he could be Chud's brother? Roughly the first one. I disliked him since he was just a Magic the Gathering creator. Like, it's uncanny. Chuck does have a daughter, I believe. So who the fuck is Chuck? I believe so. I don't think he's like any kind of misogynist at all, as audiences go compared to politics. Discord server, yikes. You can have a daughter and be misogynist. What the fuck? That is absolutely not a disqualifier. You can be misogynist to your daughter. Like, but also you could be misogynist and just like reserve, like that misogyny for people that aren't your daughter. Actually, brothers, it's so weird. I don't know how that's never clicked in my head before. How crazy similar they look. But I just think it's funny that they're both getting it right now, and also just it really warms my heart that somebody really gathered all that shit up on the quartering and called him out on it, because he's such a shit guy,
Yeah,
and he
of
has
course.
been forever.
And so I mean, yeah, like for me, it was clear as day. I think most people didn't realize how deep it was. First Rhizome, then you Stardust, NSE, then Kidology, some quality people in the community. Well, I mean, like, look, like, they were effective, right? I don't think even Beckett realized. Like,
Chud,
yeah,
Chuck.
of course. You know,
Oh,
of course
okay.
that's on purpose.
After I said it, I realized you probably meant to say Chud.
And it wasn't particularly popular to stick up for me. It was way more popular to shit on me. And one thing I've learned about the streamer space, or one thing that the streamer space has taught me, is that humans are incredibly reliant on peer pressure. And when it feels like everybody feels a certain way about somebody, it doesn't matter how wrong somebody treats somebody, everybody will justify that. So like recently with the cowhead bullshit, whether you think I was overreacting to that or not, fine. If you think I was overreacting. But sending somebody an image of a dead animal is fucked up, right? And like it's psychotic, right? And then for it to have a racial connotation to it, you know, it's fucked up, right?
I would have a hard time taking somebody sending me a picture of a dead animal without perceiving that at least is some kind of threat. It sounds like a pretty threatening thing to send to somebody. I don't really know what else you expect them to get out of that. You want to be a regular streamer, pretend that what my words here have represented actual quality communication. Please don't do that. Okay.
But you know, it's the fact that everybody gaslit me about it, and like tried to pretend it wasn't something that happened. You know, so yeah, it's very mob focused. And again, you know, I'm only giving you the brief overview basically because it was a lot. It was a lot to deal with. Again, I've been hate rated and brigaded and picked on by neo-Nazis. I've been picked on by groypers. I've been picked on by Chinese communists who sent me, you know, images of dead animal, not dead. They sent me actual dead human bodies, but Chinese communists don't ever make them angry. But it still didn't feel as personal.
Dead human bodies is that literally a that like I couldn't imagine that not just being a threat. I think I have a caller. An unexpected one, too. One minute. Let me see if I have to invite them. Yeah, I do. Okay. So give him 5 minutes.
This felt very personal. The way that people would, the way that like anti-fans would go into my boyfriend at the time's community, the way that they would go into other spaces where I was at, the way, I mean, even maybe not recently, but like several months ago even, I was on a WIC panel, and it had been months since I'd gone live, and somebody from that community paid to send a super chat to make a joke, like a obviously like racialized joke, right, about how unclean I am, right?
Oh.
So, no, I'm saying Chinese communists sent me pictures of dead human bodies, basically. That they're crazy, actually. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I think part of the reason why it feels so personal is because this is a group of people that are supposed to be relatively progressive, or at least liberal, or something along those lines. Like, they're supposed to be living in the same reality as you, and they're not. And they'll justify some of the nastiest stuff towards you, as long as the group is doing it, you know? So many spaces, I'd hear how horrible you were.
I never really saw that, but again, I was like pretty detached from everything.
I mean, you know, some of that, I wonder, okay, maybe I was a little abrasive when I first entered the space, you know, but so was everybody else, right? I mean, that's...
They were so unbelievably racist to start. It's pathetic. You know, that's the crazy thing, too, because I remember when Star first started, like, if people just wanted to make, like, racist jokes or whatever, I think she could hang pretty well. Lethe Water Kai said, sick thumbnail, Drazi. Thank you. I made it with AI while I was working. I mean, they'll even reach for anything. It's hilarious to them. I would not have been in this fucking situation if I could have actually had a conversation with Max Carson. He's stuck in this fucking mindset of taking 2 words on screen. Well, you don't have to worry about that now. He's not streaming anymore. Yeah, I think that Star, like, among people that aren't like brigading her and like sending like dead animal pictures, if she wasn't getting all the other stuff, I think that like if people were just making racist jokes, it would probably just roll right off her shoulders, no big deal. But when you take it in conjunction with everything else that's happening, it's kind of a big deal. Like among friends, I'll make the most deplorable jokes, things that I certainly couldn't say on YouTube and shit. And they'll say them back to me too. That's how we operate. But like, it's a lot different when it comes from a friend than when it comes from
the nature of the debate space is to be a little abrasive. But
elsewhere,
I do think that. I thought Queeman was a Nazi before he became J-Sock's boyfriend. No, I don't think so. I don't think that's true. I think Queeman was actually pretty progressive. Maybe not in the same way. I don't know. A little, Lamau. Okay, maybe I was a little, but I mean, that's just the way that the debate space was back then, right? You have to be a little abrasive. But yeah, it was insane. Anybody who has been in my community for a really long time can probably testify to how insane the harassment, the brigading. It's
also, I only kind of know a little bit about, since he's up on the screen right now, I don't really know what happened with Testy, but it's something in conjunction to this whole Lake Chud doxing thing. And from what I saw was he shared, like, in a Discord server, he shared a video that Queeman made where Queeman had said certain information that was like his or somebody else's name, and like could have given away the location. And he said this is way worse than what happened with Elder Drazi. From my understanding, it was a much smaller server, and also, like, if you put it up on a YouTube channel, you're doing that so that people will see it, right? Like, that's the point that you would put. That's why you would put up the video. Like, this is something I want people to see, rather than like it's here by happenstance. That seems. It seems like his perspective is a little bit different when people could find him out. If that's what actually happened, that's like my understanding of it. I could be completely misunderstanding what had happened, but if that's the case, that's an insane thing for him to say.
etc. was right, and it would be like, oh, don't brigade while they're brigading me. Like, don't do brigading, guys. And I would get tips that like certain usernames in my chat were just alts of other people, things like that. So, and yeah, I mean, it was effective, right? It was effective. At least back then, as somebody who was a relatively tiny person, and I've always been tiny, right? But as somebody who's relatively tiny, who decided to fight with somebody who is way bigger than me, whose community is way more mobilized and way more in numbers, and like hit that one.
What is her channel now? Stardust IRL. I'm super sad about her old YouTube channel because I had one of her most watched videos.
Part of his community is especially psychotic.
It was me debating like 10 other people at once about Mr. Girl.
And it was very personal, and it was yeah, it was a lot. So so I mean that's just my experience with it, and I just feel I do feel a little vindicated that like now this stuff is coming out, and it's only gotten worse since then, right? I can't imagine what it would be like to have these people character assassinating me the way that they're doing now to other people.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say, right? That's just what it is, and that's the name of the game,
chat.
And yeah, I mean, what better way to get under a girl's skin? Or like, I mean, it's just like even my relationship wasn't off limits. Anything about my personal life wasn't off limits. My dad dying wasn't off limits. Though they would cry bully anytime I brought somebody else's stuff into an argument or something. But yeah, everything's fair game, right?
Mantis says, "Gosh, Star is so beautiful." I like having a chat where people say stuff like that. Also, shout out to Star. One of like my very early streams. I had let my hair down, and she was in the middle of talking, and she just stopped and was like, "Elder Drazi, your hair is gorgeous." And I was like, "Thank you so much." It was very nice.
So, and I don't even know if they probably don't even focus on me that much anymore, but like, yeah, people who were in my community for a long time can attest for how insane it was. So, the wild thing is, I'd ask why people hated you, and it was usually just Stardust is boring, like Lamau. Yeah.
I think I've heard that.
So, I know people are saying Ethan is in cahoots with Dan Saltman and Destiny now. Ethan is not in cahoots with Destiny at the most.
When I say I think I've heard that, I mean I'm pretty sure I've heard or I've seen like people like just spamming that.
Like I think he's friendly with Dan, but he's not in cahoots with Destiny that I know of. So.
Oh yeah, people don't compliment enough. It's pretty frowned upon. I had a debate in January. I think it's January 1st on Wix. Panel. It was a 2v2 debate. Me and I can't remember the other guy's name versus Prime Kai and I can't remember the other person's name on his side either. But it was me and some guy and Prime and some guy, and I like gassed Prime up a little bit in the beginning of it, and Wick was like, "All right, enough of that." Like, I still think I won the debate, and I think I shot him down pretty good. But I think you could be cordial with somebody and also, tell them that their takes are retarded at the same time.
But yeah,
in his word.
That's that. I mean, yeah. People, mods, and people who've been in my community for a while. If there's anything I missed, let me know. But yeah, it was. Yeah, my nothing was off limits. Nothing was off limits, and things that were meant to be jokes, right, from my end. Things that were obviously a little performative, or things that were obviously joke.
It's so awesome how a simple, honest compliment can stick with you for the longest time and have a big impact on the person. Yeah, of course.
Or turn into like these are things that are hugely embarrassing for Stardust that she should be ashamed of and all of that.
Especially
like,
in this space.
You know, it's just crazy. You know. I would agree with certain things you said or done, but I just tell you straight and move on. People bring up shit from like 4 years ago like it means something, but whatever. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten attacked just for modding for you. That's why you're mentioned first on my Twitter profile, so people know you hate me harder. Love it. I'm a very controversial person. It's weird though because I think it's just in this space because I've talked to people, I've met people in person who recognize me and who recognize my work and haven't. And my immediate, I think, response is in person. When I meet people who recognize me or recognize the work that I've done, you know, just to give you an idea of how much this skewed things, but like, it scared me when somebody said that they recognize my stuff because I'm like, oh my God, what does this guy think of me? Like, he probably has heard everything negative under the sun. And it wasn't like that. It was like the few people that I've met that have recognized my work and have recognized me, were positive towards me, very surprisingly to me, you know? So yeah, it was insane. Yeah, it is, it's just this space. Like, if you look at the broader spaces, people don't think this way, you know? It's just, but it did warp my view for a while because, again, I couldn't go into even friends and even my own boyfriend's chat for a while, you know, because it was just so hostile to me. So, I got attacked just for modding too, really. I'm sure that it plays a little bit of a part, Kangalo, but I don't want to, like, chalk the entire...
I wish I had that extension. I'll have to figure out what that is.
Thing up to it because I feel like it's
pop up like that.
I feel like that's what people are expecting me to do, I guess, and I feel like I'm not even allowed to say those words, you know. So, you say way too much for someone whose job is public speaking. Is my job public speaking?
I feel that.
Is it? My job is to be entertaining to people, and I'm not the only person who says Though I will agree with you that the way I say is much more disruptive to the way that my sentences are phrased. I agree with that. But when you look at other content creators, they say just as much as I do. They just emphasize it in a different manner than I do, and the way that they emphasize it is not nearly as disruptive as the way that I do it. So,
I'm
let's see,
reading her
just
chat.
reminder, remember Chud, Queen et al. Live on an island, and they're cannibals, so eventually they'll destroy each other. But yeah, I mean, we're working on it. We're working on it. But yeah, definitely the way that I say it, for sure, is way more disruptive than the way that other people say it. But I've heard plenty of professionals say it just as much as me.
It's
So,
tough.
but
I
yeah,
used
that's
to really beat
basically
myself up about that.
a broad overview of my experience with the stuff. At first, it's very aggressive, but then you start auto-tuning out the so it's all good. I am trying to work on it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm very aware. When I listen back to my streams, I'm very
It's
aware of
awful
my flaws in my speaking.
when I do it for me.
I'm working on it, but it's not going to be overnight. I remember the hour of hate Chud had for, and they all just flamed out during that. To be honest with you, Stardust, you and Prime Kai were my favorite streamers when I first started coming around the streams. One thing I will say is that I do think, like, when it comes to people like J-Stock and other toxic people in this space, I do think Destiny, like, as much as he is a victim of all of that now, and like a bunch of other people are a victim of that now, I do feel like he did help create these people. And while he was having a good time and not dealing with these people, before they turned their attention on him, before he had his controversy, these people were punching a lot of us before then. And it's like, you kind of helped create these people. And for you, you're like in La La Land, you're, you know, big streamer, doesn't have to worry about that. Why would he notice, right? So the rest of us are getting fucking punched like on a daily basis by this group of insanely toxic people. And now it's happening. So now it's happening. It's just, I have a lot of mixed feelings about that as well. And I have a lot of mixed feelings about how, I mean, I get it because the drama content was entertaining, but there were certain moments where I was like, this is a mess. So there is bastard children who have come back to haunt him. Well, I mean, he also kind of made it acceptable for, by having that, he made it acceptable too.
I don't even know how J-Stock and Destiny really had a falling out. I don't know if it was just the Cherry stuff, which I only kind of understand what happened there. That's how out of the loop I've been, really.
Act this way in this space, right? For encouraging it, for rewarding it, all of that, right? And I'm not saying I'm innocent either. I'm not saying I'm innocent either, but it is frustrating. So I unfortunately know way too much about all this shit, and I can't really say much, which is annoying. Oh, really? Base toss. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting information from people, but at the same time, I'm not really super aware of what's going on these days because I tend to not pay attention to this stuff or try not to respond to it because I feel like it's a little bit below me, and I'm trying to maybe maintain a little bit more professionalism these days, and I'm trying to elevate myself a little bit and not have to...
It was mostly the Pixie Cherry stuff? Okay. That makes sense. I guess he just wanted to be like, he just... Like, I don't really see J-Stock as a person of, like, integrity, so I'm guessing that he just wanted to be on the more popular side of that, and it just resulted in, like, a big falling out.
Go down into the mud, but I felt like my experience with all of this was such a chapter in my life that it would be stupid for me to not share it. And I feel like I have the right to give my feelings on it. And I do feel like, and this may have been just me, but it felt like I was left out to dry a lot. It felt like I was left out to dry a lot. It felt like I really found out who is susceptible and who is a slave to peer pressure and who is a slave to public opinion and who isn't.
Fair.
It really made me figure that out, made me learn a lot about, like, human nature, and that most people are not willing to go against the grain. And that maybe I should have picked...
What is this Colonel Richie Liu, Admiral Richie Liu? I don't understand
My fight's
this
better.
at all. I don't know what's going on with that.
But I do feel like I was left out
Somebody
to
has
dry
to
a lot.
explain it to me.
Felt like I was crazy a lot of the time because it felt like I was the only one seeing stuff. But it is kind of vindicating now to see how things are playing out. So, let's just watch this. Let me see. I don't want to see the chat replay.
Here we are again. Oh, you're...
And I did try to warn Chudlogic years ago. I said, you know, the types of behaviors that are going on in your chat are the things that people write about on forums and, like, A-log, basically. Okay, is the frequency better now? It's the stuff that people write about on forums and people will start A-logging you for, especially gay ops. And I knew gay ops were happening in his server, or at least they were for a while back then. The whole thing was much smaller, but I really did try to tell Chudlogic, and I told him I expected more from you. I'm disappointed in you, and that was the end of our friendship, basically. He never liked me again after that. He was very spiteful towards me after that, and his community was very vindictive towards me, too.
Let's see. I'm not gonna let him. Oh, okay. You're just one-upping Saxon. He tries to moral grandstand, but he has no morals there. I mean, he ended up dating Cherry after vowing it was abusive to sleep with BPD people and Destiny Orbiters. Yeah, I remember that. I absolutely remember that. Also, fuck Cherry. Be careful when fighting monsters not to become one yourself. I should be good. I'm pretty proud that I feel like I've maintained my integrity throughout all the time that I've streamed. All right, well, I appreciate you stopping by, Mantis. Thank you.
You calling Chud spineless years ago turned out to be the most true thing. It's funny how sensitive he is to what chat is doing. Yeah, he's a spineless bitch. That is one thing I said years and years ago, and it's something I stand by.
Yeah, all this stuff is pretty one-sided.
Dickers just messaged me, want to have a conversation about this shit. Not really. I don't know Dickers very well, and the few times I've interacted with Dickers has been unpleasant, so I'm not really interested, but thank you. I'm your host, Killer Stardust. True.
I mean, it depends on
No.
the content.
And this
Okay,
state is...
Yeah, you know why? It is the same thing, because it's like...
Where does it
fucking
start with
dogs
Dan?
would be. Like, I know that it was known, but it's...
Dickers doesn't seem to like you. I doubt it would be in good faith. Yeah, I know that he's part of that crew, basically. Which has exploded, and content creators just, like, turned into its own little ecosystem, which is, like, good for them.
Huh.
Good for them.
Supposed to have a caller, but
Chud is a very weak man and
a
can't
long
take an ounce
5
of
minutes for
criticism.
him,
I've
I
noticed
guess.
this for a long time.
Has she ever said it that? No. Did she say it was Andrew Tate in the book? I thought she'd only... Yeah, I thought she'd only indirectly alluded to it.
Oh,
but
dude, that's so sad. The Lauren Southern...
no evidence.
The way that people treated Lauren Southern with the way that fucking Quartering talked about Lauren Southern's assault is just absolutely disgusting. And nobody should have any respect for the Quartering or anybody who continues to do business with him.
based as fuck. Holy shit. I didn't expect there to be any quartering hate in here, but I can always get down with that. Fuck the quartering.
It's okay, Dickers is afraid of women anyway. Okay. I believe Lauren. It's just the details of what she said is too common.
Show me where these guys posted PII of people. Show me them on a stream saying a fucking name or an address.
Dude,
you
how
fucking
does fucking
Where they show what?
posted PII of people. Show
PII. I don't know what that is.
me them on a stream saying a fucking name or an address.
Dude,
you
how
fucking...
does fucking kick work? Can I just press the J and the L again? No, I can't do that. And I have to what? Scroll like this? Terrible. Okay, fine. Okay, we're here, guys. We're here.
What are they? Tell me what they are, so I can understand what I'm dealing with.
Oh. Ooh, sorry, tired. Does anybody know what Chudlogic got banned for? When I went to his channel last night trying to figure out what was happening, I saw that his last video was finally unbanned, like for the 3rd time or something like that.
By the way, I didn't get a response. Are the frequencies any better, guys?
Ah,
Since there was a
personal
complaint
identifying
about that.
information. Thank you.
I've been very aware, okay? Thank you for reminding me.
Does anyone know what these docs tools are supposed to be? So no, dude, I don't get involved in this shit.
I don't get involved in this shit. Meanwhile, like back in the day, like, Oi, I know you were 100% egging it on. Perfect frequency, thank you.
Is this an AI
Name
tool?
checker. So my understanding
No, he
of
did.
this is that
He did. I only caught the end of this debate, but he did name drop you, Wick. Which is so funny. He hated Wick, like, so much, and he also hated me so much. You should say more just to fuck with people now. No.
Chud, he got mass reported by Chibi Reviews fans. I don't know who Chibi Reviews is, but good to know. I know that Chud said on Twitter to Wick last night, why would anybody take you seriously? And that's just a very funny thing for Chud to say. Like, he makes all of his money off of, like, rape reviews, which feels dirty to say.
It is something I've consciously been trying to change. So. Or at least, I can't seem to hack it the way that other people say it without it interrupting the flow of their speech. So I just have to phase it out, really.
they were trying to find the details of a Twitter account that was posting the Tectone court docs to find out if it was Tectone. Now, I don't know what these tools are and what they were using, But my understanding is that they didn't ever post any any PII of anyone involved, which is what doxing would be.
What did he get reported by Chibi Reviews fans for?
They were trying to find the identity to see if it was perhaps Tectone that was posting it. So, like, I don't
Also
know, it
nice
makes
to
me
see
feel
you,
a bit
Growling
uncomfortable,
Arachnid.
the idea of using these tools to find out.
Hates. Yeah, he hates me too.
Been a long time.
Dear God, it's so nice to be in a chat with sane people. I just
feel
don't
that.
understand. Like, I feel like I was calling this out so long ago and nobody believed me. Oh, so annoying. It took everybody like 3 years to catch up with me.
Things when it counts.
I
I'll
wonder
turn
what
it up.
that's like.
Yeah, do you know what, Dan? Fuck you, you fucking pathetic wretch, right? Do you know what Dan did? He fucking sent this to me, and he said, oh, hope these people aren't in your fucking Discord, right? So I saw it a little while ago, and obviously at some point I was going to get to cover it, and someone mentioned it in chat. Dan, you're a fucking pathetic, disgusting wretch. Fuck you from the bottom of my fucking heart, dude. Literally, fuck you, bro. You're a fucking disgusting wretch that you're fucking sending this to me to try and fucking manipulate me in some way, right? When you
What?
said someone's fucking name on a stream, bro. Call in if you want. Call in if...
How is the debate not even started yet and you're already crashing out? How?
What a
Make it
weird.
make sense. Make it
Yeah, what a weird reaction. Okay.
make sense. How?
you fucking want, and we'll talk about it, you fucking disgusting wretch.
They talk about other people crashing out. What the fuck is this?
Fuck you, bro. Holy fuck, man. I'm furious.
Thank you.
A pretty
Call in, you
tame
fucking
comment.
pussy. Call in now. Call in now if you want to say...
He's right next to Ethan Ralph. And Ethan Ralph is more entertaining than this, at least. I have unironically lost so much respect for some creators I used to like because, yes, artists and others were right, and now we know a bunch of them were in the same Discord where this was happening. Chud's first mistake, thinking he was going to be able to dunk on Dan.
According to the news, you know, becoming a quarter of himself. Actually, that's another thing. He has a bit of a cocaine issue. The quartering has always been a slimy scumbag piece of shit. I didn't know when I used to watch him for like Magic content. I just wanted like some tips before like pre-releases, kind of like know like how like the pre-release format was going to go for that individual set, and like that's all I really saw of him. And then as soon as I found out about anything other than Magic, I was like, oh my god, this guy's an awful piece of shit. And he's banned from like in-person and digital Magic forever.
Holy fuck, man. Are you calling in? Are you calling in or not?
Okay, guys, now I'm self-conscious. Were the ums really that disruptive to me telling my story before? Because I can tell it again. Actually, no, I'm not going to tell it again because that's my brain. And my brain is interacting and trying to sabotage me. Chud doesn't even know what exactly people were doing or how, but he's all defensive from the start.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't even
it's
understand
almost
what he's being
like
defensive
somebody
about.
called him out for having this in his own community years ago. Okay? It's almost like somebody did that years ago.
Hopefully there's more
Bro.
context.
Dude, this is obviously some fucking DGG gay op. It's so fucking obvious, and I'm not getting fucking drawn into it, bro. I'm not getting drawn into your gay little fucking... Oh, look, they're doxing too. Show me where these guys posted PII of people. Show me them on a stream saying a fucking name or an address, you fucking retard. Where is that? Yeah, you want to say it's fucking sweeping, right? Where's the fucking sweeping, bro? Where's the fucking sweeping? The fact that you're sat there, and the second that I bring this up, you start chatting, when you sent this to me an hour ago. Holy fuck, dude. It is absolutely insufferable, bro. If you're fucking coming to me, knocking on my door about some fucking doxing shit, right? When your fucking master, and my former master, is there openly talking about fucking doxing people,
Master?
and you're...
You
Ooh,
think,
yeah,
you think
that's really cringe.
Dan has masters? Excuse me? Start to spam for
My
like 2 to 3
former
minutes to get it out of your
master.
system. Okay. I remember one time, a long time ago, somebody was mad at me in a debate, and then they started complaining about how many times I said so I just started going like in the middle of the debate to piss them off. It was so much fun. God, dude. Thank you for becoming a member of Black Yamato. I stopped watching Chud when he went apeshit over the Turkey Tom stuff. Isn't this ranting isn't insufferable? No, to dudes who don't interact with normal human beings, this ranting is like relatable to them. Okay. That's what it
But I don't understand. He said hopefully those guys aren't in your server. So is he flipping out because so if they are, I don't understand why he's flipping out. Like I either like defend them or like take care of it. And if they're not, like who cares? I don't understand. It's such a weird way to crash out. I don't get it. Is he just like this unstable now? It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me at all.
saying people's name on a fucking stream. Some sort of fake
The boys are watching
He's
this and they're
Alex
like, oh my
Jonesing.
god, so relatable. So relatable.
bullshit hypocrisy point that you're trying to make. Fuck you. Do you want to call in? Yeah.
I remember when Chud first arrived on the scene as a V streamer. He seems more angry now. Yeah, but like I don't even understand the cause of the anger
Yes or
here.
no?
Like it's like fully
Yes
unhinged.
or no? Yes or no, dude? Dude, it's absolutely pathetic. And then you do this little gay thing about sweeping. Where's the sweeping? Where's the fucking sweeping, Dan?
Yeah, well, you don't know what you're looking at, and you're already sweeping, right? So.
Yeah, fair.
Right? You think you're going to be a fucking puppet master for me? I don't fucking think so. My anti-Semitism knows no fucking bounds, bro. I'm totally unchained.
This is the second time he said it to you. Like, he's so scared that he's gonna be manipulated. Why? It's been a while since Chud was on the receiving end of the drama. He's used to doing the story, not being the story now. Sure, but like, have some fucking faith in yourself. Holy shit. Like, if you're gonna do shitty things, like you should at least be able to like back it up, and you shouldn't be this fucking afraid of somebody like trying to call you out. Like I guess from your own perspective, you should be fine.
Totally fucking unchained, dude.
And if you're not, and you're gonna be shitty, and you know that you're being shitty, like you should at least not be terrified of somebody just talking to you.
I see through it all now. Read it and defend it. Okay.
With like
Wow, so based, Chud. Wow, so based.
the
Not
lowest
cringy.
I'll read it. If
level
you don't
of
come on,
like
that's fine. I'll read it and I'll give my
shit
fucking take,
talk?
okay? But you're clearly trying to do some little gay op. It's so transparent what's happening here. It's so fucking transparent, dude. You
It's so
are trying
transparent?
to do some fucking little hypocrisy point, okay? I will read through it. I will read through it and I'll give my take. But it's absolutely fucking insufferable that the moment that I start talking about this, you're clearly watching, waiting for me to jump on this like fucking white on rice. I'll read it and I'll give a take. Let's go. Okay.
okay.
So okay.
He could have also just like ignored Dan, I guess, and like not had to go through all that. What the fuck?
So I don't know what these things are. I'm told what they are.
A gay op is basically like when you try to like I word this. Gay op. A conspiracy executed by people who connect through social media to harass, dox, deplatform, etc. Okay, I was just more or less trying to say like when people like try to like I guess like use covert means to like get information on you and like try to like expose you, I guess. Yeah, but like I guess that's a more concise definition. Oops, I clicked the wrong screen.
I'm told what they are, and I don't want to look at them, and I don't want to get involved in even clicking on it 'cause I don't know what they are. Okay.
You're scared of a screenshot? What is going on?
By the way, like and subscribe if you don't mind. It helps, and or you can become a member if you want. But I understand.
Seriously, Chudlogic
If
is
you
preaching
don't-
about secret Jews and Indians on the stream with some schizo shit. I get he's trying to look base, but it just sounds schizo.
Why is the word gay?
That
I don't
actually
know.
sounds so funny. Secret Jews and secret Indians. Like he was actually preaching about that. I did not even know. I did not even know.
Now here's the thing: could I have a problem with using these tools? Possibly. I don't know what they do, and I don't know what they're designed to look up. Right?
I'm looking forward to it.
The thing that would make this doxing would be the publicizing of the information that you find, normally for the purposes of harassment.
Yeah,
So let's read through and see what we've got here. Let's have a little look.
absolutely. That's a great definition.
So Nicandros.
How do you be secretly Indian? I know, right? Can you imagine? Oh my god. I would have the time of my life if I could be secretly Indian. Can you imagine? If I could hide my ethnicity? You're brown, Stardust. You're fat and you're brown. You're Indian. Wow, never heard that one before. On Twitter. Every day. Well, not every
I believe it's only considered gay when it happens to you. That's pretty good.
day, but like, it's often enough. It's often enough. Can you... Secret Indians. Oh my god. So base.
I do really like the idea of somebody like secretly hiding their race. Secretly Indian is you might as well say like somebody's being somebody's secretly black. Pretty hard to hide.
Somebody teach me how to be a secret Indian.
Redacted image. That redacted guy is 100% someone's alt or something. Nicandros says, Techie. Shamu. I don't know who, but that unredacted redacted person is in redacted state and is personal friends with Tectone. Okay. That looks bad on Shamu's part. I will
Star is the savior of white men. That is true. I am not just white men. I'm the savior of the white race, okay? You're looking at her right here, okay? I am Jesus for white people.
say. I'd like to understand more about that.
Secretly Mongolian.
So what's going on with this? What is this? What is this here? What is this their state? And where is this information coming from? So that could potentially be an issue. I need to understand more about what that looks like. Yes, but when you say their Twitter, How have they got this information? Is it something that's publicized on their Twitter? Or is it...
Somebody in her chat said all she needs is a Mexican accent. I don't know. I feel like her hair and nose ring certainly give away the Indian. I don't know if losing the nose ring would help that much or not.
It's something they've used a tool to
she
find
do look
that you shouldn't
Indian.
have access to.
I don't know. I don't know how
as
Mexican
I understand it, you can find
she
out
could
a
pass
lot
for.
of things about people from there was basically a big data breach on Twitter years ago.
Rachel Dolezal was secretly white. I don't know who that is, but it's probably
And depending
funny.
on the tool, from what I understand, you can find out a lot about somebody depending on whether their account existed
I know who Clay
during
Thompson
that
is
data
either.
breach.
Elk.
So maybe that's what Chud is missing here. That's what I'm assuming this is about.
That is the thing I need to understand. Because either they've used a tool to unearth some personal information and they're discussing it on on a Discord server, right? That's a potential problem for me. Or they've mentioned it in a tweet.
That's good.
But that's different. They themselves have publicized the information. Dan, how's it going?
How's it going? Jinx,
All
my
right.
best bud. How you doing, man?
No, I'm not your fucking best bud. You're a total wretch.
I know, I was
and you know
just
exactly what you're
sarcasm.
fucking doing. I don't, dude.
Yeah.
Barely spoke. Dan barely spoke, and this dude is crashing out already. How are you crashing out?
That's fair.
How are you crashing out? Chud, calm down. Take a chill pill, okay? You don't need to be...
It is really funny when somebody shows their hand so quickly. Like, that's crazy. If I was seething at somebody and they came on stream, like, I feel like I'd play it pretty cool. Like, the last thing you want to do on the internet is let somebody know that they've gotten under your skin, right? That's crazy.
At 120 all the time, you can be at 98% instead of 120%.
Clay was one of the Splash Brother duo with Steph Curry. I know as much as I did
I
before.
just don't understand. Okay, maybe I get a criticism that I'm boring. Okay, maybe I do. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm boring. But I just don't want to get my blood pressure up like that. Like, this dude needs to go to a doctor, see a pulmonologist, get your blood pressure checked, maybe eat some less salt or something, because you are working yourself up into a fit, and that cannot be healthy for you if you're doing this day in and day out. If you're doing this day in and day out, don't get me wrong, I love a good fight, but this is not that. This is just you crashing out. This is not a fight. This is you crashing out before the fight has even started. And it's important to take care of your health. So go get your blood pressure checked. Get on some medication if you need to. Hello. Oh my god, the sweep is in. What?
Yes,
You're a
right.
fucking disgusting wretch, bro. You're there on a stream saying
Are you
someone's
just
fucking
here
name.
to,
No, because you were then sending this to me to do some sort of game manipulation for the
Yes.
stupid up that's running.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, correct. Yes. Do you want me to deny it? Absolutely. Yeah, that's what these people.
Do you see how calm Dan is? That's how you do it. If you have a big confrontation with somebody, like it's crazy to flip out like this.
do all day, every day, and you're complicit in it. If you're
Okay,
like, not having
explain how I'm
Come on,
complicit. Explain how I'm
Okay.
complicit in it. I know nothing about this.
All
It's the
right.
first time I've
Well,
looked at this.
I'm happy to. So first, let's start with here. Is it doxing if you don't publish the information?
Wait a second.
you
Explain
wanna
how
answer that?
no. Explain how I'm complicit when I've never
Oh, I
seen
have
this
to go-
before in my life. Explain how I'm complicit.
Well, I guess to start with it, you have to heavily fucking load it. Like, it's probably okay. You probably don't care, you know, if it didn't publish it. But now I'm asking you, if you go after someone's info and you don't post it, is it doxing?
No.
Dude, I fucking love you. All right, well, you have to go and talk to people like Hilo, who have a bunch of examples of quote doxing in there. But the shit.
And somebody just messaged me on Twitter and was like, we're in the snark chat and we're talking lots of shit about you. I don't care if you talk shit about me. Like, I knew for ages that people hated my fucking guts in Chud server back in the day. It wasn't a problem for me. It only became a problem when the brigading and the harassment and like the weird shit started happening, you know? Like the watching my streams from start to finish as soon as I went live. Like that was when it got really fucking weird. Prying into my personal life. Being BFFs with my boyfriend, you know? It's just insane. Like that's weird. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
fine, by all means do whatever you want. Okay, what am I gonna say? I already knew
That's
Stardust
fair.
secret that she was Indian. Didn't he open the segment without reading or looking at this at all, saying how it was all stupid and dumb and fake and not true? He did, dude. He's like your boomer uncle.
Wow.
Or the boomer uncle that you never had. He was like super R-worded about the news. Oh, that's nothing.
R-worded.
It never gets published. I don't think I
Right now, let's say retarded on YouTube anymore?
ever heard your standard on that
No.
before. That's new. So if like
Well,
someone right
how
now,
can it be doxing if you don't publicize the information?
well, what about if you reach out to the person directly, right? Like you're going into their shit, you message them. Is that doxing? What about if you get their full name and address
What
and
is,
you
what is
send
your,
it to your buddy?
okay, what is your definition of doxing? It's
My
publicizing the
definition of doxing
information.
is my
And obviously, like, I'm not gonna interfere or anything, right? Like, people are allowed to be friends with whoever they want, but like, it was really weird to see people cozying up to my boyfriend at the time, and I was just like, yeah, sure, like, you know, be friends with whoever you want. I never wanted one thing when I first started dating Beckett is I told him like from the beginning, like if I get into fights with people, don't ever defend me. Like it's not a good idea. Just you know, I get into fights. I get into kerfuffles with people quite a bit, and it just makes it worse. You know, just don't do it, right? And be friends with like whoever you want or whatever, right? So I wasn't somebody to say anything about that, right? Like, but it was weird to see people like posing up, and then like also how much of his chat at one point was just filled with people who hated my guts. So it was crazy, you know. So
I've had some pretty good conversations with Beckett, like particularly like around religion and stuff, and also found out that he's a big fan of a obscure band called Murder Dolls that I was very into in high school. So presumably around the same time.
Yeah.
So Beckett was cool by me.
But I mean, like, yeah, no, I mean, you know, people. It was just weird. That's all I'll say. It was just weird.
He's like a good mix
for the
of
purposes
like
of harassment, like you know,
No.
Beckett was a good mix of like trolly when it was right to be, and then like good faith otherwise.
you going on a stream and saying it on
You just
stream.
asked me
That's
what my
toxic.
definition is. I told you, you don't want to fucking answer. I said mine is if you put stuff public. To me, that is the definition of doxing. I think like what happened with like people going after the.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't want to make it feel like I don't want to give the impression that like I'm controlling or whatever. You know, like obviously people.
I'd agree with that, but probably should define what it means to make something public then.
Can be friends with whoever they want to, and I never, you know, wanted to put any limits on something like that.
You could probably stretch that pretty far.
Kind of weird, you know. So, people in chat need to get help. Love the immediate hostility after he says hello. Yeah, sorry, I'll stop pausing now.
Anonymous lefty accounts and like that are like Palestinian activists and like putting their info public. That's doxing, right? That would be doxing. Finding out who's behind a Twitter account and making that public information. That's doxing.
Okay.
That would be.
So
Do you disagree?
Right. Well, yeah, if you
agree
publicize
with that.
information, yes, that's doxing. That's exactly what
Okay.
doxing is to me. So I don't understand why you've come to me with this definition which isn't doxing, and you're saying if you get the
Well,
information,
no,
I say no.
If you don't think it's doxing, that's fantastic. I mean, I've been waiting for people to come around to this point for a while. So in your mind, it's cool, or not, maybe not cool, but you're okay with it. If people in your server start looking up each other's like handles and old emails and shit like that, that's fine with you. That's not doxing.
I watch Cope and Seed from time to time, but it's too much furry map nonsense. What? Bro, I hope that's not real. What the fuck?
That's okay in Chudlogic Discord, as long as they don't publicize.
Well, now
it.
hang on a sec.
Like,
You're being very dishonest here. This is not
No, I
something
don't
that
think
happens
so.
in my Discord at all. I don't participate in this at all in my Discord. So why are you saying
Okay.
it's okay in your Discord?
I'm asking if you're okay with it.
No.
I'm not saying these messages are from your Discord. They're from another Discord. I'm asking, are you okay with this behavior, or if you would ban someone for doing this in your Discord?
Okay. Well, I need to understand more information and what the purpose of them looking it up is. If they're
Well,
looking
I mean, you
up a
can
piece
read
of
from the
information,
top of the thing, and it'll help.
well, yeah, but you wanted
okay?
to fucking call in, didn't you? If they're making a video
No,
about
I
something,
gave you time, and then you kind of
if they're making a video about something and there's a piece of information they need to ascertain, as long as they don't publicize PII, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. It depends on the
Okay,
context.
well, this was just a random person, by the way.
I don't-
Didn't go in it.
Okay. My understanding is this person, they believed it was Tectone posting on an alt, and it didn't end up being Tectone on an alt.
Oh, so if I suspect someone of being an alt, it's cool if I look up.
I'm alive. Lauren and I are discussing this over voice chat instead of text chat. Oh boy.
Like, it would be the intent, right? Like, is Chud saying that just because it didn't end up being the case, then, like, all is forgiven? That's weird. Maybe that's not what he meant, but, like, that's what it sounds like he's saying to me.
I'd love to hear her take on this.
Who they are.
Potentially, but if you don't publicize the information, then that's fine.
I think that's fucking based. I agree with you. But
Well,
that's
then
not.
what's the
It seems like
disagreement?
it's
It feels
not
like
most
you've
people's
got-
standard.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously it depends on the context, right? But the thing is, if you're looking up a piece of information, I mean, these guys are very diligent, well-regarded, like video essayists, okay? As far as I
And
understand,
the
they're not
part about like
doxing.
gay opping the guy into revealing more info, are you okay with that too?
Where's that exactly?
That would be the 7th line, Nicandros 47. Anyone know how to gay op them into revealing more info?
The gay ops are pretty fucking bad, dude. Gay ops are what gets you a-logged on the internet. Gay ops are what gets you fucking, like, gets a thread dedicated to you on some forum. You know, like, people don't like that shit. Like, no matter what the purpose is for, like, people really don't like that.
I mean,
Asking
it
the
certainly
public
it
channel
sounds bad, but I don't know
Oh.
what that means, and I don't know what that looks like. And
Well,
I'd like
the
to
gay op, someone would
understand.
be like if I messaged you, like, hey, can you send me a screenshot of your Twitter? And you sent it to me, and then I start looking at, like, oh, okay, look at the date and time. He's obviously in the UK. Got it. Or, like, oh, look at this. His Twitter language is an X. Got it. This is his. He speaks this language. That would be, like, tricking you to do something, gay opping you into revealing more information so that I can find out who you are.
Well, the thing is,
Directly interacting with you.
Oh, Wix Super Based didn't start us chat. If I collected personal information on Chud, his address, etc., didn't publish it, but I said I was going to send it to Destiny, they would obviously understand real quick how bad this is. That's what I mean when I say that we should probably define what public means then. So, like, if you're putting it somewhere that's, it could be argued to be private, but you know it's going to get out, or at least your intent is for it to get out, I would say either one, if you know, or if you intend for it to get out by sending it to somewhere that's technically private. I would still consider that doxing.
If I decided to...
And really, it doesn't matter if it is like how we're defining doxing or not, like I would say that this is bad. You're doing this to cause harm to somebody, and it would probably do so.
Like the personal info of
So
Chud.
I don't really care if something meets the definition of something. I care about the harm that we're talking about when we talk about something like doxing. If you said like something isn't technically doxing, the real question would be like, is there an equivalent harm? Then like, why are we quibbling over the definition?
His Addy, etc. I didn't publish it, but I said I was only going to send it to Destiny. They would obviously understand real quick how bad this is. Yeah, very bad. Chud is lying about not knowing what a gay op is. He absolutely knows what a gay op is.
Yeah, of course Chud knows what a gay op is.
I don't know what that means. Says the guy who knows every internet link.
I literally heard the term gay ops in relation to Chud for the first time, like years and years ago.
Word possible. The guy
Like, not from him
was
directly,
posting about how,
I don't think,
like,
but from his
what
community.
did he say to Pisco last time I watched one of his streams? He said he was like being goy walked or something by me. Like, you know all of this weird lingo that is terminally online, and you don't know what a gay op is. You know what a gay op is. You've talked about gay ops before. He has multiple videos on gay ops. Oh, really? You goy walked Pisco? Yeah, that was so strange. I'm like, I don't even know what that fucking means. It just sounds offensive. His stream title 4 weeks ago was about gay ops. Oh boy. I bet it would be pretty easy to whip up a supercut of times he said gay ops. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I bet you could. I've certainly heard him say it, for sure. For sure. But I don't think the first time I think the first time I heard the term was in his Discord.
Chudlogic. Sorry guys, this thing is making me verify that I'm a human. I'm a human, please let me in. Okay, let's see. I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay. Okay, well, I'm not seeing gay op immediately. Yeah, I'll have to go search. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Listen.
Weird Discord gay op shit happening.
Okay, so he does know what it means. We heard that, right? That's from the 15th of April.
Sick.
So that's a month ago. Oh, here's one from 18th. That was from 15th of April 2023. Here's 18th of May 2024.
Gay op, but it's a thing.
Oh, that's his chat. Never mind. Okay.
What tool is she using? That seems extremely useful.
Let me search better.
I'm just gonna
Here.
ask her.
Some sort of gay op group chat thing happened.
31st of January 2025. 16th of April 2025.
Crazy gay op shit. I actually felt kind of bad for him.
24th of April 2025.
Very deep gay op, which I doubt.
Let's see. Let's scroll a little bit further. 18th of May 2024. Oh no, not that one. Sorry. 15th of April 2023.
Weird Discord gay op shit happened.
Let's
I
see.
want that tool.
30th of August 2024.
Weird, some sort of weird gay op.
Make a collage and send it to
People
me.
didn't
Maybe I
want to bring
will.
me around.
Maybe I will. If I have time and if I don't get distracted, I'll do it. Okay? 2022.
SGG's got from this gay op shit.
2022, he definitely knew what it meant. Okay.
When they say more info, it depends on what info you're trying to ascertain. Like, are
No,
you
like this
trying...
charitability you're giving. Sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. Why would you think I wouldn't give this charitability? What take have I given that you would think that I would have a definitive problem with this without understanding the context? It just feels
I
like a
think
big
that
gotcha.
it's-
It feels like a big gotcha attempt. That's
Oh,
what
it
it
is.
feels
It
like.
is. It's like the best gotcha because I have so many screenshots of so many people for so long, just like whining and complaining and cringing and having their sand filled with vaginas.
Hey, Mr.
If
All
anyone
Live.
even looks up someone, like, hey,
Let
there's
me
a
make this
server,
real. Let me
there's
make
a
this
server, and they
simple
look
for
up
you.
someone.
Let me
and
make
that's
this
what- that's
real
what's happening
fucking
here.
simple for you.
Ultimate
Is there an
gay
example
operative.
of these guys going on someone's stream and openly saying someone's name that you did?
Oh, I have no idea.
So that's the thing, isn't it? I've got a
No,
problem
if
with
that's
you going
your
on someone's
standard.
stream. Yes, of course it is, because that's the thing that is the potential negative. Yes.
Oh, so if it's that one thing from 3 years ago where Hassan Piker mod.
Oh, dude, I don't give a fuck about your gay fucking thing
Oh,
with
see,
this.
there you go. Yeah, no, that was like
The point I'm making is my
see, I don't
standard
care,
is
yeah.
that's the standard that I would generally have a red line on is
Oh,
the
that's fine then.
publication of PII. That is my red line. Yes.
only a
And it's
publication.
why in the past, for example, we banned someone from the Discord because they posted a fucking docs that was posted on Twitter. We got rid of them from the Discord because that was a fucking red line.
What about? Would you allow this conversation to happen in your Discord?
No, I don't think so.
What would happen to these people in your Discord if they did this?
They'd be
Crazy.
disciplined. They get a slap on the wrist. At least back when I was calling Chud out for this stuff, that's what would have happened. But
They get told to stop, possibly banned.
Okay.
slap on the wrist.
They'd get told to stop and ban. I mean, it seems like they feel comfortable doing this here. This wasn't in like a DM.
But the thing
this
is,
two of them.
again, I think that you're looking at this as if these are just like random fucktards. Like if these were random fucktards that I didn't know, I wouldn't take the risk and I'd ban them, right? One thing I am doing is I'm giving some charitability because I know Shamu and Nikandros, right? I don't think that I'm sweeping, and if people think that there's something they can point to where I've got a inconsistency on this and I'm treating them differently, fair enough. But I am relying on a level of knowledge I have of their credibility to come to this conclusion. So,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
not open to,
I'm sure this is. Don't worry. I'm sure this is the only example of like crazy shit from these people, so it'll be fine. But like, I don't think this one looks good. But I mean, I guess if the line is publicly, or sorry, not publicly, I misspoke there. Publicly publishing it, then yeah, that makes sense.
I just have to do a quick shout out to my friend Lauren because she's she's super high. No, it doesn't cost money. I've been friends with this girl for like 8 years basically. And so she's like messaging me and she's like, "Can I get a shout out
There
on
we
your
go.
stream?" So yeah, shout out to Lauren, okay? And I'm pretty sure she's super high right now, which is super funny. But am I calling you out? I'm sorry if I'm calling you out. I don't mean to embarrass you. Okay, anyways.
I like that definition.
Okay. I mean, can you point to examples of me holding a different standard that you're aware of?
Well, I feel like you're about to give a very, what do you want me to say, it's bad, and then move on from this, where you have two major creators going after a fucking random on Twitter and a public Discord, and then it's obvious what's happening, especially as you go in the first.
I feel like maybe the caller changed their mind. I'm sad too because I'd really love to talk to them. I don't think I've ever talked to them on stream.
In the second one, and I think you'll give a very lukewarm.
Let her live her lifestyle. I'm not judging, okay? Have fun. Have a good night.
Let's move on from this. Okay, sure. This is like a lot of shit you guys, I feel like, lost your fucking marbles about over like, oh my god, there's this secret DGG doxing Discord where they're going after. Doesn't exist, by the way.
Did I say?
Like,
wait, hold on. Did I say that? Did I talk about that?
I'm talking about the server in general.
What I will say is what I know about Dan, at least with, doxing, like, okay, if you follow these definitions of doxing, I don't think even Dan would deny that he doxes people, okay? But I do think that there's a huge difference in doxing somebody just to harass them and, like, retaliatory, like, you're fucking with my shit, stop, I have your information, right? I think there's a huge difference in that, so...
I mean, the commentary people in general.
No, I don't give a fuck about that. Did I say that?
I don't know all of your. I'd have to go through your shit and see if you did.
Well, I just don't recall saying anything about that, and then you're trying to...
In general, doxing is bad. It's not something people should do.
Oops.
But if somebody is fucking with you and fucking with your shit, and they do not get...
Oh shit. You're streaming my stream? Holy shit. Yeah, you come in. I'll put it back in.
the fucking message to back the fuck off. And I don't know, they're like, I'm just saying, like,
I'll get another link to the Discord.
yeah, I just, like, somebody is allowed to gather information and be like, hey, if you do not stop, I know shit about you. I think that's fair, right? Obviously, do not dox people, do not release people's information online, stuff like that. But, there is a difference between these things. And I think gathering information and saying, hey, I know a lot of shit is a little bit different.
I can't.
But even then, I would say that's not even the same type of doxing, right?
People's
I don't have an
perspectives to me.
encyclopedia
Like, there's some inconsistency,
knowledge.
but you're holding me to the standard of other people's opinions. Like,
I think I said the commentary people.
Destiny is
Also, hi, Kraut. How's it going? I've heard of this drama, but I don't know how bad it is yet. It gets pretty bad.
said he's happy to dox people. He's posted people's docs in fucking DGT.
Yeah, he has.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
you have yourself dox people on stream. I don't give a fuck for your justification, right? And it just feels
Sure.
very gotcha that you then come to me going, "Well, have you got a problem with this?" But it's not the same thing.
Yeah, you know why? It is the same thing because it's like these people claim some moral high ground, and they're like, "I would never do this. I'm so against this type of shit." Like they're moral in the street.
Let's see. Well, let me check. It is really funny when somebody shows their hands.
Person, they believe. Let me make this simple for you.
Someone.
Let me make this.
Oh, what?
Oops.
Wait, he literally said, he said Mr. Owl live. What?
So many screenshots of so many people for so long, just like whining and complaining and cringing and having their sand filled with vaginas.
Hey, Mr.
If
Owl
anyone
Live.
even looks.
Hey, Mr. Owl live.
I see your name all tiny. Yeah. Hello.
Okay, what do you know about this whole Snark server thing? Or are you learning about it
I'm
through
learning about it- I'm
Stardust
learning
right
about
now,
it
like as
as-
you're streaming?
Yeah, yeah. That is like what you just said is correct.
So, okay.
By the way, how do I say your name?
I want to.
I can see it really tiny on my screen. You can't see how tiny the chat is on my screen, but it's pretty small.
You can call me whatever. I'll get the point. It doesn't matter too much to me. So,
When I pulled up your stream, you got like a little kick out of how I pronounced your name, so I just figured it might matter.
so people, the name is pronounced meow, like a cat meow. Okay.
Sure.
So there's like basically a bit where nobody can pronounce the name right for some reason. So
Like
it's like
Saxon?
Monroe, Morale, and then Mr. Ow has happened a few times, which is funny. Am I able to? Can I DM you tweets?
Yeah. And you know what? Just to be
Okay.
extra safe, I'll just look at them on my phone.
Oh, you're fine. I mean, these are all like this is what started the drama basically. So what I'm trying to get at.
Just
Oh, go ahead.
real
Go
quick
ahead.
before we
Sorry.
get into it,
Yeah.
I guess I just want to know what kind of approach. I have no idea who you are. Are we arguing here or are we talking here? I just want to know, like.
I want to try to explain to you why I think that people like Stardust / Wick / possibly Mantis are kind of parading your proverbial corpse around to try to get you to support their cause when they're kind of just almost entirely in the wrong.
Okay,
Let me see if I
sure.
can get my.
And to be clear, the thing that pissed me
No, you're
off
good.
was Chud reframing everything that had happened when it did get brought up. I have no
With
real
you,
stake
right?
in what's happening now. Yeah. But like if it
Yeah.
gets brought up and like if he had just owned it, I wouldn't even tweet it at him. Like it would have been like, okay, good. Like that's what you
So
should do.
I tried to somewhat look into your shit, and like a year ago,
Uh-huh.
possibly 2 years ago at this point, I watched one of the streams of yours where you were talking about a job interview or whatever. At this point,
video?
zero clue. Yeah, some sort of video that you made.
Yeah.
At this point, I have zero clue about the lore, about your whole situation. I don't want to say what happened just in case you're trying to distance
No.
yourself.
I don't care about it at all. You can say whatever
Okay.
you want.
So yeah,
don't give a
I
shit.
have no idea what happened with the doc shed. I know that it was something that was attached to your account. People found it out, and then people kind of ribbed you for it. And there's possibly more that happened that I was maybe left out on. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it
I
wasn't
think
so much
people are
ribbing,
using.
It was digging into like my
Go ahead.
girlfriend's private
Yeah.
like accounts and my wife's private accounts and like posting pictures of them and then talking about them and making them feel like pretty uncomfortable and pretty unsafe. That's the only thing that really pissed me off. And like both of them had to like take down some of their accounts and stuff, and they were like pretty
Sure.
they're pretty blindsided by it, and like it really fucked them up. And so like that to me was like the only thing that really made me mad. Otherwise, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So I just want to be clear. I've no clue if what you're explaining to me is accurate, and I have no reason to disbelieve you. Just
Sure, it'd be
For the
crazy
sake of
for me
this,
to say
I'll-
something that could be disproven easily.
I mean,
But,
sure,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's just like, yeah, that sounds bad. That sounds rough. I'm obviously not gonna try to counter that. What I'm trying to get at here basically is,
Mhm.
people like Stardust, Wick, whatever, are just pretty dishonestly framing the situation. So the tweet by Spider that I sent you, which would be I sent you 2 tweets. So one by Spider, one by Chud. There is a Discord server called The Snark Left that was leaked, and a couple screenshots have been floating around about it, with
Yep.
mainly DGG people like Spider, like Dan, like Destiny, all those other people, trying to frame the server as some sort of server where people would brigade, where people would do mass harassment campaigns, where people would do mass reporting campaigns, stuff like that. No evidence for any of those claims has come out. The only evidence that has supposedly come out is this Spider tweet where people are claiming that this is doxing. So I'll pull it up on my end as well. We can I'll just have you read it, I guess, and then we can go from there. And I'll
Okay, this is something you want me to pull up.
because this is what they talk about in the stream that you're watching, Chud and Dan.
So I'm just taking notes because I'm sure
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
talk to
take
other
your
people
time.
about this. I'm guessing that you're not like all that aware of like who I am, yeah.
I know vaguely who you are. I know that you're like somewhat Mr. Girl guy, then kind of debate guy, kind of philosophy guy, and then I know about the doxing stuff, and then I know about the video you did about some job interview. That's kind of all I know.
Okay. Well, like if I had a brand, which like if I do, it's barely existent. I would say that it's being like really good faith. So I'm willing to hear you out, but also like everything that you're saying, I'm just kind of taking you at your word. I just like don't. I guess I just want to put it out there. I'm going to take what you say at your word, but I'm going to talk to other people about it. I don't necessarily know if what you're saying is true. Not to say that like you're lying, but like you could just be wrong. I don't know any of this stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care if you talk to other people. In fact, I'd love to talk to other people. I'd love to talk to Wick. I'd love to talk to Stardust. I don't think they'd be willing to talk to me, but I'm open, more than willing, to talk to anybody about this. So
So I'll pull this tweet up.
actually,
real quick.
give me. Yeah, you can
Standard
bring it up.
documents like the streets, or-
You can read it just out loud and talk about it. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, just give me like 2 minutes.
Okay. Unmasked anonymous X users in the snark. Oh wait, Shamu and Nick Andros caught using doxing tools to unmask anonymous X users in the snark Discord. Leaked logs show discussion of using doxing tools, tracking username history, trying to pressure anonymous accounts into revealing personal information before the conversation moved to private channels. Anyone know how to gay op them into revealing more info? I think this is what they had up there. The Twitter account that Shamu came across wants to know the identity of. They suspected of being Tectone's alt. Other unrelated names are redacted as well. I just want to say I have no alt accounts except the only exception of being I have like 2 Reddit alts because I couldn't remember my shit, and I just wanted to I was looking something up and I tried to click the Reddit thing, and it was just like an 18 plus server, not like anything goonery. It just like was a server that you had to be 18 to look at, and so I couldn't remember my stuff, and I just like made a new one on the fly so I could like get in through the app to see it because my phone wouldn't let me see it in the browser version. But I think I just used my one that says Elderdrazi now. And if I don't, and I've posted on anything in this space with it, I think there might have been 1 or 2 times I said that I was Elderdrazi. Docs Tool 1 and Docs Tool 2.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. I just pulled up the, you want me to read the messages on the pictures, yeah?
Yeah, just read. I mean, yeah. Just read everything, the attached screenshots as well.
Docs Tool 1 and Docs Tool 2 are websites where to find personal identifiable information on any username. You can reveal things such as past usernames, real name, address, email, breached passwords, photos, and other information. Nick Andros, redacted image PNG. That redacted guy is 100% someone's alt or something. Sorry, Shamu said that. Nick Andros says techie. Shamu says, I don't know, but that unredacted person in is in redacted state and is personal friends with Tectone. They also hate unrelated redacted. That's crazy, LMAO. Nick says, anyone know how to gay up them into revealing more info? Shamu says, it could just be a personal friend to Tectone as well, but definitely something going on there. I'm not sure his viewers even know he is friends with unrelated, redacted, or not. Nick says, Tectone is way too obsessed to not do something like this. Language analysis stat. Mr. would indicate their male. Substance. What is the name of the account that leaked the sealed court docs in his Discord? Who is his? Is that Tectone? The entire account.
Yes.
Okay, I figured. Also, I don't love Tectone either. Not a big fan of his. The entire account is also just responding to the Tectone shit. If you look at the replies, there is no. Oh, I can't zoom in. That sucks. Okay, there is no redacted on stream. It could be unique enough to Docs Tool 1. And this person might be retarded enough to have another account somewhere. Shamu redacted image PNG. Is this an AI tool?
So okay.
I get the feeling
To
that
be
it's AI
honest
based.
with you, I can like show you what the tool is. I do not know enough about these tools to frankly tell you what they are or what they do exactly. I can tell you how they were used in this instance. I don't know precisely what they're capable of. I know that people like Wick on Twitter have basically said that they're capable of getting like addresses, full names, stuff like that. I don't know if that's true. It could be true. I don't know. Frankly, it's I don't want to look into it. It's kind of scary to me. So I don't
Sure.
want to touch that stuff.
I know a
I can
lot about
discuss how it
AI.
was used in this instance, but
You can
Go ahead, sorry.
accidentally get a ton of information on people using like AI agents. Like let's say I wanted to let's say like when you popped up on my chat and I'm like, who is this guy? I could have an AI agent be like, go and look for information about this guy and just like give me like a 2-paragraph summary because he wants to talk to me. I want to know what I'm getting into. Sometimes those AI agents will come back with like crazy personal information just based on like that kind of a prompt, like I just said. I haven't done it, but I know people who are close to me that have been like, dude, I feel like I accidentally violated this person. I had no idea this was going to
Sure.
happen. So I didn't. It seems like it might be an
So
AI
I'm not
tool.
sure. Fuck, what's it called? It's like OpSync or something. It's a popular tool. I know who the fuck sent it to me. Someone sent me like what the interface looks like. I can't remember who. I got to dig through my DMs. I might be able to find it for you in a sec.
I don't need to know the specifics about. I was just curious if it was an AI tool because I know how that they can be kind of overzealous.
It might be. It might be. It might not be. I think so. How it was used in this instance is basically just like combing through previous usernames, right?
I see. Well, yeah, but like that's how would it know? How would it link them? You know, it seems like it
So
would have to be doing some
type
pretty
in
heavy
a. So
lifting.
I'm out of my depth here. So give me some grace when I talk about this specifically. But from what I understand, like let's say the username is like Red Apple or whatever. They'll type in Red Apple, and then it'll look on a ton of social medias, platforms, whatever, for usernames called Red Apple. And then if it hits a ding that there was a username with Red Apple, it will ping that username, and then it'll find previous usernames attached to that account. So it's not looking at PII. How it was used here, again, I don't know its full capabilities to be clear, but how it was used here was for the usernames. So to find previous usernames to try to attach two people together via, just names, like online aliases, not PII. PII, by the way, I heard you say you didn't know what that means. Personal
Yeah.
identifying information, things like first names, last names, addresses, phone numbers, stuff like that.
Yeah, somebody in my chat told me.
Oh, okay. My bad. I missed that.
So it's something that's
Sorry.
just scraping usernames to see if there's like a connection between like two usernames.
Oh, it's an OSINT tool. Sorry, I'm wrong about this. I'm being DM'd. So it's OSINT. I'll DM you what it's called. Sorry, again, I'm out of my depth here, so I apologize if I'm a little incorrect on the fucking tools used here. There you go.
Let's see.
So one of them was called... So I'll link it to you. I won't say it out loud. It is shown in the stream that you're watching, but I don't know how, careful you want to be about this stuff. So I'll just link you what was used. And then if you're comfortable talking about like the name, we can. I just don't know. I don't want to rape your stream or whatever. If you feel iffy about bringing up names.
Yeah, I'd rather not. Given the subject matter, I'd probably be on the.
Yeah. No, I just DM'd it to you then.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I just looked into what OSINT is. Interesting. Huh. Okay, I think I get it. I'm gonna run through this other page real quick. Clumsy attempt at woke scolding. Oh wait, sorry. There's no redacted on stream. Could it be unique enough to Docs Tool 1? This person might be retarded enough to have another account somewhere. Shamu or redacted image. Nick Andros, clumsy attempt at woke scolding. Shamu, nah. It's just that this is all. No, it's just this is all this account does really. LMAO, redacted image. It could just be one of his mods, I guess. Nick's his followers from my POV. This redacted guy is some tard who watched my video and seems to agree with it. I doubt it's him. Redacted image. Yeah, Shamu. Yeah, the most likely thing is it's a mod or something, but I guess specifically follows Pink just to do shit like this. LMAO. Nick says they've had 2 username changes. Run the docs tool too. I'm gonna toss it over to one of unrelated unredacted's friends. Calling a woman a huge slut is 100% void lingo. The person behind this account is a woman. Nick says all those memes they post, fake plastic whore. That's void tongue, a Freudian slip. Shamu, yeah, that's true. Nick says Twitter link that's redacted, 100% void. Who the fuck even knows what the name of one of those girls are? Who the fuck knows what the name of those names of these girls are? Spectate is already zoned the fucking. Notice them calling Rev a sweet person. Nick says this guy's Zitter ID is redacted, so finding whatever the account's old username is. Chat messages from Nick and Shamu are now moved to voice direct messages with all public chats of them ending completely at this point. Well, it certainly doesn't seem like these guys have very good intentions.
So that's where I would possibly disagree. So we don't have to read through the entirety of the tweet again. So the second tweet I sent you is the uncensored logs that Chudlogic posted. I don't think he was in the server. I don't think he is in the server. Was or is. I think these were sent to him and then he posted them. So again, we don't have to read through them, but these are just the uncensored logs for reference if we have to go back to them. So
yeah, I can see them, but I'm not going to put them on stream.
Yeah. Sure, no, you're fine. So what I am trying to get at is what Nick and Shamu did here is not doxing under like most people's definitions. If you think like, what do you think doxing is first off, just so we have like a foundation?
So I just said this earlier on my stream. So I don't think the definition really matters so much as like what we care about when we talk about doxing. We're talking about something that we care about, which is somebody's intent to do harm or somebody's like negligence leading to doing harm. And it does seem like these guys have like some kind of harmful intent, wouldn't you say?
Where do you see the harmful intent here?
I would say that the overall image here is painting a picture that seems like people that aren't trying to help anybody out. Seems like they're taking, like, I guess, can you give me, like, the best faith interpretation of why they... Oh, well, does anyone know how to gay op them into revealing more info? I would say that this is inherently bad intent.
Yeah, I think that's the one message that's kind of iffy, and it's kind of unclear what Nick Andros means there. And obviously, you know...
Wait, what's unclear?
By unclear as in, like, not what the term gay op means, but it's unclear what exactly he's planning to do in terms of a gay op, right? Does that make sense?
Sure, but I would say, I guess, can you give me a good example of somebody non-maliciously trying to gay op somebody?
I don't know. I don't know what his intent was there. I don't want to get bogged down with the term gay op. So what I'm...
Well, I'd say it's not about the term. It's about what they're expressing here. There is an exchange of
let's not
information
get.
here
I don't.
that is an expression of intent here, and they do have an intent to trying to trick somebody into getting information that they wouldn't normally be able to get. Can we agree on that?
I agree of your framing of what a gay op is. I understand that it does not look good. I don't want to get locked down on the single message of gay op though, because I understand that does not look good. What I'm trying to get at is the overarching conversation and what is actually going on here.
Can I ask why you want to dismiss that? It's kind of important to me why you.
I don't want to dismiss it entirely, and we can absolutely talk about that. But it's kind of not the point I'm trying to get at, and what I'm trying to tell you about what's going on here. Are you familiar with what Tectone did to Pinky Chew?
No, I'm familiar with what he did to Mr. Girl. Oh, also, 1 minute. We have another person here who was supposed to be here before you. Hey, have you been following this conversation? I pulled you in. All right, well, when they unmute, continue. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there he is.
Yo.
You gonna introduce yourself?
You both know me. Just call me Nathan for the time being.
It's Nathan.
I kind of missed some of the stream, but from what I was just listening to there, to give that best faith interpretation, the court case that they're both talking about in relation to this Pinky Chew person, the person who was found civilly liable for sexual assault and harassment, given a 10-year protective order, has pretty credible allegations that they used an alt to post court documents that were only available to this person and Pinky Chew in specific. They have seen this person, Tectone, I'm not sure if you're super familiar with it, use his platform to harass this person over and over again, try to smear her in every way possible. And then they see an account that looks very, very credibly like it's either run by him or someone associated with him to try and continue that harassment. So even if you can disagree with the method of, oh, they were using the term gay op, they were trying to go a little bit further. I think if you are having that context in mind, it's not like they're trying to just mess with someone.
So what you're saying is that they're like trying to like counter gay ops this person in an attempt to get them to stop harassing a third party.
Yeah. Their intent was to pass this on to Pinky Chew's lawyer, so that way, if it was the case that they were involved with Tectone and he was using this to break a protective order, then they'd be able to get some kind of justice.
How do you know this?
It's intent that was expressed by both Nicandros and Shamu, one of which, Shamu, has kind of publicly been following and relaying a lot of the information from the case.
Is this like something that they talked about on stream? Like this is why they did it and all that?
I believe they talked about it on stream. I think Nicandros also clarified in a tweet not too long ago.
Well, I guess my question is because I trust you. I know you. But everybody else watching doesn't. And also, I'm also asking questions just so that I'm making sure that like the information that you got and are convinced by is also something that might convince me, if that makes sense. So like, what was your source of information coming to this conclusion? Just so this is going to come back up, just so that I have something to refer to and look into.
I've been kind of following this from the side. I will be fair and say that I'm giving them a lot of credence, particularly because I've seen a track record for both of them, and the behavior and narrative that's being put forward that this is malicious or would be used in a harassing context just doesn't fit an interpretation.
I see. So I guess you just say like the I guess a good question to ask in this case then is, have they ever been caught doing something like underhanded or like malicious before in this kind of context?
I'm sorry to interrupt really quick. I feel like this is important. I'll DM it to Drazi and then you can pull it up. I'll DM it to Nathan as well. The server that this was taken a screenshot from, there is a channel for Tectone violations specifically for the protective order. So that way they can archive it, log it, potentially give it to lawyers, potentially, talk about it in long form content, stuff like that. Okay.
And I have no issue believing that Tectone is harassing somebody. I think Nathan knows that I know this. He's certainly no friend of mine. Yeah, I see that. And for the people, I didn't want to pull up the whole screen there. It was like an image of the channel of the Discord, just to show that it exists. Yeah, Nathan, do you know if they have any like track record of like having done like anything like malicious to anybody in like this context or like an adjacent context?
No, as I've seen other people cover, for instance, the Tone case itself. With regards to Shamu, I've seen him go out of his way to protect all parties. Same with Nicandros. He has also covered other things with sensitive information, and he's done his best to make sure anything irrelevant or that would cause harm to people who shouldn't have that harm caused to just isn't included.
Okay. That seems believable enough, I'd say. I don't know who either of these people are, so I don't really have any reason to think that that isn't the case. I certainly know Tectone to be a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy, and I know he does bad stuff. Yeah, sure. So how does I guess I don't even know, how does Chud get looped into this?
So, I mean, Nathan, do you want to, or do you want me to?
So, Shamu, Nicandros, and a few of the people that were involved in the server are kind of around Chud's orbit.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't say that they're all particularly close. It's just, they're known within the communities. Chud has, for instance, covered both Shamu and Nicandros' content before.
Okay.
I think with a lot of this stuff being posted, and if I remember rightly, he was tagged in some of the initial tweets that were being put out. I think the ones that were aimed at Kilo, he was tagged in.
Okay.
And because obviously he has that knowledge and was also told by Dan. I think he mentions it in the stream before they call in. Dan had messaged him an hour beforehand to be like, hey, you should probably take a look at this. I assume that's why he's got involved in it.
Okay. So is there, why is, it seems like that there's some sort of like, argument of culpability on Chud's part. What's up with that?
It's basically guilt by association in the longest way, you know. Kind of be blunt, it's the same reason why you're getting pulled into this. It's they're trying to make that sphere of commentary look as bad as possible by trying to group all of these things in the same brush to make it look like, oh, they're evil doxing harassers.
Who's they?
The amorphous collective known as Spicy Chat.
Oh wait, Spicy Chat is the one who's trying to make Chud look bad?
No, other people have loosely grouped in people under this umbrella of quote-unquote Spicy Chat to tap into like pre-built associations through this is like what happened with you, to try and push this narrative that there's this great cabal of people that are trying their worst to make everyone suffer at the hands of evil harassment.
Okay, so like basically what you're saying is, for lack of a better term, the woke left is going after this because it looks like it could be bad. Is that basically the idea here?
I would say Dan Saltman, who has had personal beefs, particularly with Nicandros and also with some other members within Chud's community, as well as Spicy Chat itself. I think he got banned from there at one point. I think he's pushing this as part of a wider game. You can speculate on the motives, but I just say it's because he has a personal dislike of some of the people involved and is trying his best to make everyone look as bad as possible.
Do you know why? What was Dan's original, like what happened between them and Dan? So I'm not gonna lie. I like Dan. Dan's funny. Dan cracks me up, and he's smart. But I don't necessarily know him to be the best faith guy.
Yeah, so with Nicandros specifically, I think as part of watching another video by a guy you know, Kilo.
Yeah.
There's a section in there dedicated to Dan's use, or well, tactical use of information, let's say, to spread a narrative about Hassan being evil that isn't strictly true, and Dan being quite tacit, quite forward with putting this out. He is playing the game, so to speak. Nicandros, using that, decides to look into some claims that Dan made in a recent article in the Free Press. And then as part of a back and forth, many citations were posted, and Dan appeared to be very upset that the interaction did not go his way. He was not able to convince him. And then many Diddy names brought into play.
Okay.
Following this, kind of these server leaks have happened, and then on top of that, with his inclusion in Kilo's video, he has also been roped in to make a broader narrative that he was part of a server that might have had one or two anti-Semitic jokes in there. Therefore, he made a video to hate Jews. I don't really know. To be honest, it's hard to.
Kilo made a video to bait Jews?
Spider account, the screenshots that he posted were given to him seemingly by Dan. I'm pretty sure in the stream that you're watching with Chud, Dan, and then Destiny comes in, I am pretty sure I remember makes. I don't even know really if this is an anti-Semitic joke, because Kilo said, I made it anti-Semite proof to see if he'll still call me one. And then it's framed as if this is like he made the video for anti-Semitic reasons. So that's what Nathan is referencing. So I'm assuming that Dan, like he gave the screenshots that you just read, I'm assuming that he was also given this by Dan. I could be wrong though. I don't know for certain.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Dan said that because he's explaining that in the start of his conversation with Chud, why he redacted things. It's because he didn't know. And he didn't want to drag people into it.
I see. Did you run the video through your local synagogue? I made it anti-Semite proof. You're criticizing a Jew. Of course they'll call it anti-Semitic, and this is being framed as good faith. Okay. Like, I know that Dan doesn't actually care about people actually being anti-Semitic anyways. Except for maybe the Twitch guy.
I mean, it's the same way that you also know that Dan is someone who is fine with doxing people in order to make a statement, yet he is now, like, pearl clutching that other people use a tool that could be used for doxing if you, like, really squint, you know? Seeing people use a knife to chop carrots and going, whoa, you could kill someone with that.
Yeah, I do see that there's, assuming taking all this at its face, I would still say that there's a pretty big issue with, like, putting these communications out in a space where they could end up being leaked. I would say that this would be like doxing via negligence. When you're handling somebody else's information, I would say that there's a pretty high, if you have this kind of information about people, I would say you have a pretty high responsibility.
I would
think
agree
the-
if that
Yeah,
kind
go
of
ahead, sorry.
information was posted. Like, they are discussing that there are tools that you can use, and they are trying to look into it. But in terms of information that's there, I'm sure you've seen through the redacted screenshots.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the unredacted.
In terms
ones
of
too.
what's actually there isn't anything there that you could say, oh, could definitely be used to harass someone.
Right. So my understanding too is that, like, so here's the thing. These are redacted ones, but, like, the unredacted ones have been leaked too. That's how I was able to see them.
Even in the unredacted ones, I mean, there's nothing there. People aren't posting like PII in the server is the issue. This isn't a doxing server. People are trying to frame it as one to try to paint this space, which is criticized, you know, Destiny, Dan, DGG broadly. That space is like, hey, you guys dox, we don't like that. That group of people basically is trying to then turn that coin around and say, hey, you guys are actually hypocrites. You're doing the exact same thing. When that isn't what's going on. This server isn't doxing. There's no doxing taking place here. People aren't posting PII here. What people are doing here and what is being shown is people saying, hey, this might be an alt account of someone who is doing coordinated harassment on someone that Tectone sexually assaulted and got a protective order from. We should look into this maybe. And then if it is the case that this is going on, we can forward it to Pinky Chew. There was no plans to publicize this or publish this or like make it public to any degree. The only plan was if we find reasonable suspicion that there is, you know, this is an alt of someone who is doing coordinated harassment on a sexual assault victim, we will forward it to the proper channels.
To be clear,
So I understand. Oh, go ahead, God.
You're speaking to a context that is your understanding of this information, and that's not what is in these screenshots. You're speaking
put
to...
it this way, in terms of context, right? The first redacted information that is put there is this person redacted lives in X state.
No, I'm just
If
saying.
you were to
wait,
look into that
I think you're
information,
misunderstanding me. I'm just saying that, like, I want to be clear that what he just said is not what is in the screenshots, redacted or unredacted. This is his take on what was happening based on the context that like he understands. I just don't want to move forward with the conversation without addressing because he said Morale said that the screenshot said this. That's not what the screenshot said. That's what he's taking from the screenshots.
The point I was about to make.
Okay, go ahead, and then I'll say the thing.
Go ahead. The point I was going to make is the first person that is redacted, where it says this is X person who is from X state.
Yeah.
The person who's redacted is a public content creator, and the state is listed in their Twitter bio. And to anyone who had that unredacted information compared to the redacted screenshots, to look at it for 3 seconds, they would go, why is that redacted? And act like it's something that should be hidden because it might be malicious. The redactions in that case are being used to make it seem more sinister than it is.
Sure. That may or may not be because I can't speak to that. But I don't have any issue with the idea of that. I do think that it. Let me put it this way: if somebody's trying to paint a narrative about these people, redacted or unredacted, I think that them asking about the gay opting them into revealing more information, that certainly doesn't do them any favors in buying charity from anybody, because I don't think that at least most people, present party included, don't have any reason to think that this is the only time that it's happening either. So I would say that like it garners them some suspicion, but like I wouldn't say that this is enough to say like they are doing this thing like outside of this.
Do you think it's reasonable to call Mr. Girl a pedophile because he reviewed cuties?
No. I think
he makes it really easy to do that though.
I think it's reasonable to have
that.
a suspicion. That's what I'm saying. I think that like it buys them some suspicion. It certainly purchases him some suspicion, especially people who are going to be more primed to see things through like that kind of lens.
They're not presenting suspicion though. They're presenting guilt of doxing, right? When what is displayed here is not doxing. At most,
I don't know,
this is irresponsible behavior, right?
Oh, there's only evidence here of irresponsible behavior. Perhaps like suspicion of perhaps trying to dox a person, but there's no evidence that any person is doxed in what I've been shown.
Yeah, I think my general thing is they're pushing the conclusion that this is a doxing server. These people are trying to dox people when that I believe is not the case.
If it's just based off of this, I would say there's clearly not enough evidence.
Yeah. Okay. Agree then. I think. Yeah. I think more broadly then I think it's the people that are trying to push the narrative that this is a doxing server or that what was taking place in these screenshots is doxing. I think. I would go as far as to say people are taking advantage of you. Stardust, Wick, Mantis, all of these people who are just now like coming into your stream chat, kind of hyping you up, stuff like that. I'm not trying to make you feel, attacked or insecure or anything. So if I'm overstepping, I can back off a bit. But it feels like to me that the obvious conclusion here is that at most this is irresponsible behavior, not doxing. And anybody who's coming to the conclusion that this is doxing via Dan's argumentation, which in the stream I feel like is pretty weak, via Destiny's argumentation, which again in the stream I feel like is pretty weak. It just feels like everybody's kind of trying to paint people who criticize them in a bad light, in a light that is like, hypocritical. They're willing to dox, whatever. Does that make sense what I'm trying to get at?
Sure. If it's just based on this, I would have to agree. If there's, I would expect people to give me additional context. If Nathan, if you have anything that shows the sort of pattern of them attempting to defend this person or something, I would love to have it to bring it up if this comes up. Especially if somebody provides me with something else. I'm very prone to being blindsided here by new information, just because I'm so unaware of what's been going on. And also, Morale, I just want to tell you. I got extremely thick skin. I barely looked at your channel at all before I pulled you in. I just clicked on your thing to see if you were a content creator. I thought you might have been hostile because of you laughing at my pronunciation of your name, and you're fine. But if you were, I just wanted to know going into it. Are we arguing here? You would never get booted from my stream or my Discord or anything like that, or have me ask you to chill out. I was the loudest Mr. Girl supporter
again,
for
just
a
to be
long
clear,
time.
my perception of you is kind of like people picking on you broadly, right? So I see what Stardust is doing, what Wick is doing, what all these people are doing, kind of hyping you up. It's kind of like parading your corpse around, oh, this is the guy that Chudlogic fucked with in relation to dox info. Let's bring this guy on the Chudlogic rape review when he doesn't really understand what's going on. Let's feed him, a certain narrative that kind of paints this in the worst light possible.
Nobody's giving me any narrative at all. Zero narrative has been given to me.
I'm speaking broadly and loosely. I'm not saying exactly that's what's going on.
Sure.
That's kind of how I looked at what was going on.
Well,
but sure, yeah.
I'm giving you the context. The only reason either
No. Yeah, I want to make it. I'm not trying to lie or make you seem lack of agency or anything like that, to be clear, but you can go ahead.
Yeah, the only reason that I got involved in this is because I saw Chud reframe what had happened, and I was like, absolutely not. You just don't get to do that. You don't get to say that like your community was actually just some silly dudes making jokes and actually really just trying to be helpful. That's an insane thing to do. So of course I'm going to speak up about it. And from the little tiny bits I've seen of Dan and I think Destiny came in and talked to Chud too, it was pretty bad. And also Chud's no friend of mine. And also I've never really I haven't talked very much about the doxing thing either. So it just, everything just sort of aligned at the time that I was trying to start streaming again anyways. So I would say that nobody has tried to convince me of anything. Actually, you're the first person who has tried to convince me of something.
I won the race then. Look at that. Yeah, I'm not gonna act like I'm not biased. I like Chud. I'm not friends with him. I don't really talk to him or anything. I like his content. I probably would disagree in that I don't think that Destiny or Dan's debate tactics are all that impressive. It seems like Dan at the beginning of the debate kind of concedes that doxing requires the publication, but then very quickly he runs that back into thinking that just looking into dox information is in of itself doxing. So I look at that and I'm like, okay, he's being inconsistent about what he thinks is actually going on here. He's arguing in bad faith. I don't really view that as all that impressive. Same thing with Destiny, really. But you know, I don't want to get bogged down, I guess, in
I haven't seen
who we think about what creator or whatever. But
I haven't seen any of that yet. But I'm definitely going to give my take when it gets to that. I've just seen some of the more dunky parts that have been shared online, and
sure.
I like that. So I've been looking forward to seeing that part of it, and getting the broader context and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. But really, I'm not like a really big drama guy, but Chud pulled me into this. And also, in all fairness to Chud, I did publicly offer him a chance to talk to me. I didn't think he'd take me up on it. He didn't. So I guess he doesn't get to clarify the thing that he was trying to summarize in a couple sentences, as he said.
Yeah, like I said, I don't fully understand what went down there. I don't know if he has a reason to not talk to you. I think he should. I think yeah, I would say Chud probably should talk to you about it. I don't see a reason why he shouldn't.
In all fairness, this is totally good faith. I don't think there's anything he could say in a conversation with me that would save him any face. And I'm not saying like because like I would fucking beat down everything. I just don't think that I don't think anything he could say in a conversation with me could help him right now. So it just seems like it would be a bad idea for him. And I say that like this is like outside of ego, all that. I'm just saying I think it's bad press for him.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I enjoyed the chat. I have no issues with you. I'm down to talk another time if you want. I'm down to talk to anyone. I'm down to talk to Wick, Stardust, whoever. But I don't want to keep you from, you know, I do realize I maybe might have primed you on the debate, so I do want to give you a chance to actually look at it. I don't want to, you know,
I'm pretty good at compartmentalizing things.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to touch on, or do you want me to dip out and let you either chat with Nathan or continue your react?
I think we're good. I added you as a friend. If you ever want to talk in the future, you could shoot me a DM.
Yeah, sure. Same goes to you. I'll chat with you later.
All right, take care.
Yep.
So Nathan, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about? Also, it's nice to hear from you, man. Long time.
It has been. I think the only other thing that I'd say on this topic, while I am aware that parts of it were public, there's 100 members in there, and it was an invite server, I would say that you can look at it in the same context as looking at a journalist's group chat. Because that is ostensibly what this server is, even as they're discussing it. While they might not be, you know, credible or qualified as journalists, these are all people who are in some way involved with breaking stories. If you were to look at a journalist's group chat, you would see a lot of things could be portrayed as like, oh, they're doxing or they're doing these really weird things to find out information on people. But if you were to then look at their reporting and see that the information that they're posting, the way that they're disseminating things, is all above board, There's no way that you can construe the information that they have gathered in private is being used in public. And I think it's hard to argue malintent.
Like I said, I haven't seen. I would say like the worst things that I've seen, based on what you guys have said and what I've read from these screenshots, is negligence. And I think that given what you just said, that negligence would also extend to like their vetting process for who they let into the server. Obviously.
I'd agree with that. Honestly, that as a non-spicy chatter, as someone who's like got a little distance from like all of these people, if you're gonna have a private server while you're doing that stuff, keep it private. Don't invite people who are gonna leak it and let this shit happen.
Yeah. So like I feel like this kind of stuff has some considerable. I think that I've criticized other things in the past for similar, like similar levels of negligence. I think. I think that if you're going to be doing these kinds of things journalistically, then it needs to be journalistically all the way through. You can't go halfway and then be like, "Well, it's not my fault," because you know what I mean. At the end of the day, that part's still your fault. Although, I don't really know what the harm that has been done is claimed to have been done in all this yet. So I'm pretty curious to see what the claim of harm is in all this. And even though, as much as I really don't like Tectone, I'm not going to be for, you know, if like something like that, like someone like him got doxxed or something, I'm not going to celebrate it, and I would condemn it still.
Well, that's why I used the knife analogy earlier. You know, the argument isn't that there is harm that's happening; it's there is potential harm. It's people seeing someone use a knife to chop carrots and saying, "Oh, you could stab someone." Yet all of the people who are making those accusations have used a different knife and stabbed like a dozen people. You know, Dan is the person spearheading this. He has no problem with doing all of this stuff. You know, it's whataboutism, but from the wrong source.
I'm not gonna lie. If that's all that ends up being through what I end up watching tonight, I'll be really surprised and kind of disappointed that that's all that it would take to convince people. Because like I haven't really said anything about this part yet because I don't really know anything about it. It's really just been me going after Chud for being Chud.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be straight. I just know that I think Mao touched on it while we were on the call. I know that people who have very motivated reasons to latch onto this, kind of like inspiring around you, you're getting invited in so that they can, you know, get their dunks on people that they feel have wronged them in the past. When it's fine to hate people, it is fine to insult people and take your dunks, but when you're doing it in a dishonest way, in a very motivated way, and you can't be honest with why you're doing that, like, it's just shameful. I have to be shamed for it.
I do hope that you know me to be somebody who, regardless of how I think about a person, I'm more than happy to call them out, like live and in the moment.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just saying it more that, like, I know you're getting kind of, you're being asked alongside to kind of, like, take part in this. You're being asked by some of these players because you have a history where this is like a potential dog story, and with you, there is, you know, some people would argue it is a very strong case for a dog story, so they're trying to get you involved so that it gets to paint a broader narrative, you know.
I did say that from the beginning.
This definitely was a dog story.
I think at the beginning of my stream I said that the thing with me got brought up to show a pattern of behavior with Chud.
Yeah.
And which I didn't make any additional claims to, but like that's obviously it's a given.
And in this case, it's a little more stretched out, you know. It's not stuff that's even happening in Drug's direct vicinity. If it was something that was happening in Spicy Chat, or it was something that was, you know, being coordinated by the same people who, you know, you can argue spread your stuff, then it would have more merit, but it's content creators in a separate space where these people aren't involved, but it's kind of all being grouped in as one, you know?
Yeah.
It's
if there
it's like EGG when they were trying to attack Max by going after you and Smith.
Sure. And if there is nothing additional, like I'll I mean, I'll be participating in like whatever I do think is like fucked up or wrong or like funny in the conversation that happens later in Chud, Dan, and Destiny's conversation. But yeah, I'm certainly not. I don't think that I'm so easily captured to go along with a narrative that doesn't check out by me. So like I'm going on Wix, but like and also these are people that I've been cool with for always, and so I don't think that they would not expect me to have a pretty honest take about these things. Because like
I agree
you can
there,
call me a
but
lot
I
of
would
things.
also
I'm
expect
honest.
these people to like, I would expect them to put forward a narrative that you can easily agree with that kind of massages the truth of what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're going to like actively try to use you to say things. I'm
Sure,
saying,
sure. Well,
they're
I
going to
think they can
present
expect
things
the
in
same
this way.
kind of questioning that I gave you and Mrao.
Hmm.
It's certainly not a
Well-
one-sided skepticism that I have when I don't know anything. People really have to cross their T's and dot their I's because I'm going to have questions. Also, is there any way that you can get me some something that's like credible to show what you're talking about?
I can only really give you testimony from people involved.
I'll take whatever you got. Because I can
Just
say,
give me
hey,
a
I've
second.
gotten this, and is there anything to contradict this? Is there any reason for me to think that this isn't true? And if they say, yeah, like I had asked for the receipts and all that, which Morale had, insofar as like the unredacted stuff, so I can see what's actually being talked about.
Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
In fact, actually, I'm going to hop off the call.
Yep.
I'll send them over to you in a second. Have fun reviewing the rest of your stuff, and good to see you still knocking around.
Thank you. It's nice to hear from you.
Yeah, no worries, dude. Take it easy.
Take it easy, homie. Got another caller. We'll get back to the video eventually. Oh, it's not as late as I thought it was. I know you need an invite to the server. Ugh. Let's see. Is he in here? Not yet. There we go.
Wait.
Hey, so permissions. Oh, wait, I'm in general. Hang on. Let's move. I don't want to have somebody jump in. Okay, I was going to say, how do you have permissions? What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't
You didn't.
know.
I hopped into general instead of stream only.
Cool.
So do you want to say who you are?
It's Emery.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Long time hearing from you, too.
Yeah, man. How you been? By the way.
Good.
So okay. You know about the context of the server, right?
I only know what I've been told, honestly.
So, wait. I haven't been watching too much of your stream so far, but what have you been told about it so far?
So what I was just told, and am happy to be told otherwise, is that apparently this server, well, I guess rather than talk about the intent of the server, I'll give you what was more hammered down to me is that this conversation between these two people was sort of counterintelligence gathering in defense of somebody who was being harassed, and that they have a special channel in their Discord that they have for information they've gathered on this person in order to give a harassed person's lawyer information to help them with their court case. And from what I've seen, and I've seen the unredacted versions of those screenshots as well, there is no doxing present, but I do have some issues with it seems like there's some issues with negligence that are going on here, but like definitely in the screenshots there's no doxing. Yeah,
we agree on that. We agree on that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think the negligence is? Like for 100 100%. It's basically a public server, basically.
If it's
So,
it depends. It depends on the nature of the server. But I would say like the negligence is like pretty fair. I don't know. I don't want to give a number percent just because I'd have to like really think about things like pretty heavily. But I would say like it's condemnable for sure. If you're dealing with this kind of information, it needs to be handled with a lot more care. Just because like from your perspective that somebody's doing something bad, and they very well may be, and that you're trying to help somebody, doesn't allow you to disregard the kind of safety like requirements that I would impose on anybody handling somebody else's private information in an online space.
Sure, yeah. I mean, like, for specifically Nick Andros and specifically Shamu, given the context of like everything, and I haven't seen, and I don't think you have. I would imagine. I don't think it's a public thing where there's a pattern of behavior where they've doxed other people, right?
I don't know. I asked that and I was told no, and it's something that I would certainly push back on. If somebody says that, calls them like doxers, because based on just these two screenshots, if that's all anybody has, I'd say that's a pretty outrageous claim to make because there's literally no doxing present.
Sure. Yeah. There's also okay. So like the general idea is that I think like there's the more insincere like negative framing that Dan and Destiny want to go with, which is basically like, oh, because this is happening, that means they'd be willing to they have doxed people. These people have doxed people. There's people related, some people here or there related that was maybe in Spicy. I don't know exactly the long list of people and who has been in what at what time, but the idea is basically let's put the framing of, because this has happened and we can paint this in a specific light, even with the context that we do know, we're putting out the narrative that they're doxers. Then there's the other people that would question the legitimacy of like, okay, if this is happening, what else is happening, or what are we encouraging?
It's a fair question to raise. It's a fair question to raise for sure.
Yeah.
Also,
So
if I would say if there's people that are in Spicy
given the
chat
context of what,
in both servers, that feels like a lot more negligent now.
In both servers, what do you mean? Spicy?
If Spicy Chat also has people in this server where this information is being handled, I would say it's a lot more negligent than.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know if that is the case or not, but I would say that's
you would also have to keep in mind of this as like, what does Nick Andros and Shamu know of the Spicy Chat history, and who's in what, and at what point, what kind of conduct they've engaged in too, right?
I would say that they should be knowing.
Understand,
they should be knowing before they're inviting people into their server that has this kind of information. If they're not vetting people at all, that's really bad.
Well,
like you need to be doing this somewhere else.
Okay, so
if your intent is true.
Yeah. So I was telling the person who runs this server the way they run it. It's like, okay, there is vetting. It's basically just like you can never properly vet somebody to like 100% degree know exactly that they're a good moral character for sure.
I could go into Mr. Girl server today and like A-log people if I would just had a change of heart, of course.
Sure, yeah. There's a general conduct of behavior that people kind of just understand is like over the line, and people get bullied out of those servers or like condemned out of those servers for that crossing of the lines. Now I think there's probably exceptions to this that like me and you can probably agree on. Like there's probably certain people that we would quibble over the specifics of like what level of complicity or what level of bad behavior that they've encouraged in the past or whatever, but generally speaking, that's how it's been run. I can tell you as somebody who was in that server who does like clip stuff, there was like no incident that I've ever seen of anyone like publicly doxing anyone or using that tool or using those tools for anything other than what I've seen from the Shamu Nick Andros incident.
Sure. No, that doesn't mean that it hasn't happened, and I'm open to somebody showing me that it has happened for sure.
Yeah, I'm just telling you from like what my knowledge is and from what I'm aware.
Yeah. So, like I said, as it stands, the negligence is condemnable for sure, but not on the level of somebody actively doxing people. These are wholly separate things. And also, even the unredacted messages, they don't dox anybody. So if this is the severest level of like information that's being handled on the server, I would say still doesn't meet the qualifications. Like still doesn't. And I said this earlier too. I don't care about the word doxing. What I care about, what anybody care. If you care about the word doxing, you're fucking retarded. Your opinion's not worth anything, and you should shut up and not talk on the internet. But what we care about is the harm, the intent to harm, or like the potential for harm, increased due to negligence. These are things that we actually care about, or that are worth caring about. And I would say that like this getting out doesn't seem like anybody has, as far as I know, I can't see how this stuff would harm somebody other than the people involved in the conversation and the people who allowed it to leak. It doesn't seem like anything super secret is happening here other than the fact that they're trying to get more information about somebody. But to what end, we don't know.
Yeah.
At least
the
based on
narrative
this.
spung is that it's basically a secret server. That's technically what the intent was. Technically.
Sure.
I think it was naive
A secret
of the
server isn't
approach to
bad
be a secret
on its
server, but
face.
it was not secret in the sense of like we're doing something crazy, because we wouldn't let 100 people in if that was the case. You just wouldn't see that.
I mean,
But it was generally supposed to be a private public server, you know?
like my server, like you invite only.
Kind of like your server, like my server. Like it's just literally restricted, invite only. Like for the most part, it's like, oh, these people are not gonna, show private messages or something like that. You know what I mean? Like just basic decency of privacy. You know?
Sure. There's nothing inherently wrong with having a private server,
Yeah.
and I would say that the actions that you take in a quote-unquote private server versus a non-private server, like how bad or harmful they would be based on the nature of the server and the people within it, and the intent behind the things that you're doing in it. There's a few factors, but I can't really see, like I said, if this is the worst thing that they're churning out, any drama over this is stupid.
Well, I agree. I just saw you live, and I was like, I saw your tweets earlier, and I was just seeing how you're doing and kind of
Homie,
get your
I'm doing
perspective
awesome.
on this, and that's all. Yeah.
By the way, how's the stream looking sound? Does the sound look good?
From my end, let me double check. I think it was good from my end.
Hell yeah. I have like crazy internet, and I got better lighting and a better house to stream in.
That seems fine with me. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's operational and all that good stuff. I don't think I have anything else to say.
Well, I guess I was
pretty
getting
sure.
it's an improvement from before, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
That's what's up. I really
Are
didn't
you
want to wait
working
until
right
I
now?
could.
What are you doing right now?
I work 12 hours a day, dude. I work from home.
Oh man.
So I mean, I'm sitting here. I'm not like, oh, I work so. I'm like, I'm tired afterwards. And it's not the best thing in the world. It's not the most desirable thing in the world to like sit down in the same chair and then start streaming. But I like streaming, so it just made it harder to come back after I was comfortable here.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. I don't want to make your. If I don't have anything to say, I don't want to make your stream boring or whatever. I think.
Yeah, you're good.
I
appreciate
think I was
you
gonna
coming back
ask
for
you
context.
something else, but I can't remember at this point.
Oh
Were you gonna ask me something? I'm sorry.
no, I
Alright,
didn't have anything offhand.
All right. Well, yeah. Just be aware of the. I think you and Nathan already spoke about this, but the narrative crafting that both sides really, but like particularly one very particular dishonest side is trying to craft up. Like, I personally wouldn't engage any servers like that or whatever if that was conduct going on. I can tell you that for certain. It's very much one of the things I wanted to avoid. Anything that is going to be revealed publicly too, I'll stand by 100%. I just want to be calling some slurs and shit like that too. So
Who?
I don't know what they're trying to do with the fucking chat logs or whatever on their manifesto. I'm sure they're going to wiggle around and try to find some crazy narratives to spin. But yeah. As far as my conduct,
Who's getting called slurs?
stand by it. I'm sorry?
Who's getting called slurs?
Oh, I was just saying in general, like, you know how like people in their private, like you normally you wouldn't be saying like
Oh.
slurs on TOS or something, but like
Yeah.
in a private server, you're gonna probably be a little bit more loose with your language.
And I
So
don't, dude.
obviously,
I don't
if
give
you're
a
name
fuck what
calling
people
somebody,
say.
you're probably gonna use language that you wouldn't use publicly, like that, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah.
You know how I feel about spicy language. I don't give a shit. It's the intent. It's
Oh
the
yeah, I
intent.
know. Yeah. I'm just letting you know. It's like that's about the amount of my bad behavior, quote unquote. That
Oh,
people might,
yours? I
like,
know you. I'd be
Yeah.
shocked if you weren't saying vile, deplorable shit.
Well, I'm not that deplorable, but still, yeah, I get what you're saying.
You could surprise
Alright,
me,
man.
but I'd be surprised
Yeah,
that you
what's up?
did. I'm just saying, you could surprise me if I seen logs, but I'd be surprised to be surprised.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this like there was, I mean, that was the other thing is like there's certain people in there where it's like okay, like this person's a little bit like more of a like gray area, but like as far as like any conduct from their end or whatever stuff like that they would engage in, so it's like I never saw it on that server, and they might have done that on their own accord, but
I
for
care
the most
about
part,
the people
any,
that
like,
they're talking about.
in terms
rather
of
than
coordination and team
individuals.
practices or whatever.
Yeah,
What's
if
up?
an individual is acting in a certain way, I would need to see some sort of evidence of like collective behavior.
Yeah, it was like me, Substance doing clips or whatever, just getting our like tweets out there, just talking shit on VCs and
their
stuff
name's
like
Substance.
that. That's about it.
I read it
That's
as
about it.
Substance. Okay.
Yeah, Substance. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. So I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm sure I'll be. Ethan's got his eyes on everything, so I'm sure
Okay.
we'll have some fun with that. Maybe. Who knows what he's gonna do with that? But yeah.
Well, I'm invested now since Chud lied and reframed all the stuff that happened, so I'll be following it.
Yeah, that's a whole thing where
It's such a crazy choice to make.
yeah, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not understanding, like, because it seems straightforward. It does seem like the conduct was pretty much in all regards for the most part. Like it seems like it affected you in an actual meaningful doc. So like I don't understand why even die on that hill, but okay, yeah, it's whatever.
The craziest part about it is, I don't know, like it was so covered. It was covered so heavily by literally fucking everyone. So to like try to say something different at this point is bonkers to me.
Yeah, it is.
He must be going through it.
What was their argument again? Can you refresh my memory?
Chuds?
It was like basically they had certain information or whatever, and they what did they do? Like they like bullied you with it? It was like certain pieces of information or something.
What
right?
actually had happened was they in Spicy Chat, my full name was released, the city that I lived in was released. People were talking about implying that they were going to do things with the information. But the bad part was really what it comes down to for me is that I wouldn't talk to Chud about it, and he didn't really give a shit. He didn't do anything about it until Doobie got involved. And then after that, he started scrubbing the Discord, and he banned the most egregious offender, Rita. But they were unbanned like super fast. Like it's possible that it was longer than a day, but I think it was less than a day. They came back pretty quick because Spicy Chat was all butthurt that they got like kicked or muted or whatever the punishment was. It didn't stick very long. And then like there's also evidence that Chud was worried about his Discord server getting shut down. Like I posted a screenshot of that. Like, why were you worried? What did you have to worry about? And then yesterday when Star brought up the whole thing, he said that it turns out that my government name was listed on my PayPal and my Instagram, and some people made jokes and reached out to me to let me know how to fix it. That was his telling of the story as like last night.
Is that true though? Is that how they found your information? Because like that's what I heard is that apparently it was like on your TikTok or something.
That's
like
how
that,
they
and
found
that's
some
how
of the
people found
information.
it?
That's not how they found like my wife's private accounts, my girlfriend's private accounts, and shared pictures of them. Some of them with them like in lingerie and stuff. And that's the part that really bothered me. That's the part that pissed me off. But
Was
also
that stuff public at? Wait, was that stuff public at all?
that was their private accounts. They're not public people
Okay.
in the least.
Oh, so like Wait, is it like a Instagram private?
Some of it was from a Twitter, some of it was from my wife's TikTok. And she
Okay.
makes TikToks public the same way that like your friend's sister makes TikToks public. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. Okay.
Like you wouldn't call them a creator.
It's
They're
like
just a
they're
private
like
person who likes to put
yeah,
out
it's
TikToks.
like a private person just expressing their it's like a social media kind of.
Yeah, just like doing the
I don't-
trends and stuff just to do the thing. You know what it's like? It would be like finding it would be like me finding like your sister's Facebook account and sharing her lives. Like she put it out there. No. Does that make sense?
Is that on the technical? I think is that the technical doxing
bro.
definition, or is that just like another form of like?
Again, I don't care about.
Like it's like
I don't
more
care
like,
about
here's
the
your-
definition, and you don't care about the definition. We care about the intent.
I'm not that invested. It's basically the conduct is like what's kind of more like
They had bad
egregious in
intent.
terms of like what they do with the information is, which is typical of people on the internet. In
Shout out
general,
Rob for the
so,
raid. Yeah, we care about the harm and all that, and like they were both pretty fucked up about it.
Yeah.
And it seems
It's
like
the fact that it affects them at all is it's not even the doxing like whether or
There
not
we
it's
go.
doxing.
correct. It's what was the intention, what was the outcome, both bad.
So like okay, when somebody like let's say hypothetically, I think because Queeman has defended it or whatever, if like he says it's not doxing, like you don't care that it's not doxing, you care about the conduct in of itself. So if he says, oh, technically it's not
Yeah.
doxing, you see what he's saying as more downplaying than actually just saying it's like, oh, actually, you know what I mean? Like, is that what you think of what he's doing there? Is like the downplaying of the behavior?
Yeah, anybody who's quibbling over whether or not something technically constitutes doxing, fucking retarded. Your opinion means nothing. Get the fuck out of here. We don't care about the word. People care about doxing because of what it is and what it does. So if something might not maybe meet the criteria of a particular definition, but it causes like the same level of harm, like that's all that we care about. Like if you care more about the definition of a word than the harm, like you shouldn't be speaking publicly. You're retarded. Get the fuck out.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wanted the clarification because like then I can see both perspectives pretty firmly and easily at this point. where
But also, I think that
it's
by
kinda
most
settled in my head
definitions,
of like,
I would
yeah.
qualify as doxing as well.
sure, okay. I don't know.
Because like, all doxing is where I go to one place in the internet to find information, then put it in another place in the internet where it can be harmful. That's what doxing is. Nobody's doxing somebody by pulling up public records in paper, in person, and then going and putting it online. Do you know what I mean? So all doxing information is public to some degree. Unless somebody's literally
yeah,
being
it
hacked.
is. It's the intent of like going out of your way to. Okay,
Yeah.
so like going out of your way to find if you find it and you don't reveal it, it's not doxing per se, but you have that information. But it's the.
But I would
you
also
know,
call it the behavior of
revealing
going to look for it,
publicly
too.
And the intent to harass is the doxing.
Yeah, I would say like
Yeah.
you're probably up to no good if you're going and seeking it out. Like you could give me a good reason
Probably
why you
not,
were, but it's probably not going to be good.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like me and F Bombs has had this conversation about ethical doxing or what sets the standard of when it's okay, when it's not, like what's appropriate, what's not, and yeah.
Probably to prevent a greater harm from being done. The same as most things
yeah,
that are
I mean,
typically
pretty much
unethical.
F Bombs can speak for himself, but from what I remember, I think F Bombs would say like if there's like specific important information that the public should be aware of that's supposed to be out there, relevant to like say if somebody's being paid by a political organization and stuff like that. You know,
I wouldn't say that's
they're not
doxing.
revealing it. Yeah, he would say that would be more like an ethical like
An ethical release of
of
hidden
form.
information.
yeah
Because
that's
the
what he would
person
say.
is being unethical by withholding it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Sure.
Which I don't necessarily fully disagree. Like, is it important and vital to me to like do that myself? No, but like, you know.
I mean,
see-
if the
I
right
see his
person does
point.
it, that's
I don't-
journalism.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. but yeah, then it was with the PV thing. I think if Hassan like pulled it up or whatever, because Bad Empanada pulled it up, it was on PV. It was already public, and it's like a
Progressive Victory?
revealing of the ethical doxing or something like that. I guess I don't know.
You're talking
Or
about
that's
Progressive
the
Victory?
idea. Yeah, because it
I
wasn't
see.
PV had that stuff public already, but it's like then somebody if it's already public, but then like somebody highlights a content creator highlights it, like somebody would consider that doxing because you're highlighting it, I guess.
Well,
Even though it's public
the
information.
highlighting. Like I said, doxing is really going and finding some information that can be found publicly and putting it into
Yeah.
a space
With the intent to harass. Yeah.
yeah, or by negligence. But I think a certain level of negligence would also qualify it to be the bad thing as well.
I guess I disagree in terms of I think the way I would specifically word it, what like Nick Andros and Shamu did was more specifically introducing the tool
Yes,
to
introducing the
to
tool
a
and
broader public that, especially with the idea that they had, where it could have led to somebody's doxing if like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
inadvertent like possibility, you know, like where it's like more irresponsible.
somebody
That's
said
the-
PV messed up the filings and made the info public on accident. I would say that like that's still on them then. Like you still have there's still consequences for your actions in that
I
case.
mean, yeah, pretty much. Like even if it's inadvertent, yeah, the
That would
responsibility's
be
on you.
that would be my example of like negligence. The most extreme example would be like if you really need to see a clear example of like how negligence would be like qualified doxing and like equally bad. If I found somebody's information, like their like if I had a picture of somebody up on my wall with their name and address and phone number, and like I don't know, email addresses and shit, and I had it up on my wall and then I streamed, like let's just say I just really like this this thing. That I have on my wall. I don't plan on doing anything with it. And somebody's like, "What's that on your wall?" I'm like, "Oh shit, that's stole on me. I doxed them, 100%."
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Who's
I'm trying to think
PV?
if there's ever been a time where Destiny has ethically doxed in this like long campaign, this little spurg out that he's been doing with the doxing. Because he likes to justify his doxing as ethical doxing, but I don't think there's a single example of like anyone that like rightfully has deserved a doxing that he like for certain knows like doxed him or something like that.
I don't know if doxing somebody that doxes you is like I'm not. Yeah, that's still bad. But
I mean, it's bad, but it's like in the sense of like it would be like the
yeah, all's fair, love and
it'd
war,
be
all
like
that shit.
having a violent response to somebody that's violently or striking you or something like that. It's
Yeah.
like no, it's not necessarily good, but you know,
Mutually assured destruction.
it's closer to neutral than bad. You know, it's closer to like I'm just.
I don't know. I'm
basically
not a
just
big fan of two
reciprocating.
wrongs making a right kind of deal.
Kind,
and
well,
put
in
it
this
way,
regard,
it's
kind of,
bad.
yeah.
It's just more understandable.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Like I get it. Like I think that what you did is bad. It's fucked up. I don't agree that you did it, but like I get it. I've done
Yeah.
bad shit too. So yeah,
I don't think there's an example of any of like I just that's the main problem I have is like okay like as the twisting because my name's in that server now and so like if I'm associated with that it's like I just want like on record of like what kind of conduct I engaged in, what kind of like things that I don't think should be doing, and if it were happening I wouldn't associate with, you know.
I can
It's
vouch
just-
for you in this sense.
gonna-
Sometimes you're a troll, and sometimes you're serious and you really care about things. There's probably an
Well, I'm a
example of
troll in
both
the
in there.
sense of like I get under people's skin, but like I don't like actively go out of my way to like do some substantial harm like that. It's just
I
not
said troll.
necess-
I just troll. I think sometimes you fuck around and you say. I think sometimes you say shit that you don't mean, but like you want to fuck with somebody, and I think that it's fairly harmless. I've never seen you do anything that I would say is like I wouldn't have you on here, you know.
Well, of
Unless
course.
like if I had you on here, that's what we would be talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're fine. I just think that you can be a little spicy at times, and that's fine.
I get rightfully spicy. People
Yeah,
piss me
sometimes
off.
you want to fight.
I do.
I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah. You remember Vegeta? Do you know Vegeta? Did you ever speak to him? I don't think you did.
No,
Okay.
I thought you were talking
I
about
can't
Dragon
remember
Ball.
who spoke to who in the Mr. Girl server days.
I just never a big Mr. Girl server guy.
Yeah, I knew you didn't interact a lot, but I wasn't sure if you
Read a lot.
ever interacted enough to.
Well, I read moderate amount, I would say. The Discord's a whole different vibe than like the streams and all that.
I mean, yeah, it is. I'm not in there anymore, but like, yeah, it's just.
I have no.
I think
reason
I
to
was gonna.
leave.
I was gonna say like him and I like when we're like covering stuff, we will make some really spicy fucking comments, but it's like, I think for the most part, like,
I
that
believe.
stuff is basically just good humor or whatever. But like, I think somebody could like look at those comments and be like, "This guy's deranged. These people are deranged."
You are sometimes, but that's okay.
How am I deranged? How am I deranged in this mad world? If I'm deranged.
But I mean, if I saw anybody going after you, I'd speak up about it, and I mean, I'd defend you on the things that I could.
Yeah, I think that's it. If there happens to be anything that like publicly gets revealed that like they did any like certain conduct or whatever in that server that I'm not aware of or whatever,
Sure, yeah,
disavow, all that good stuff. Make that clear.
yeah.
I don't think
it's-
that's the case though.
I think you're saying the same thing as me. The information that I've been given is insufficient to make any claims of doxing or really anything other than like they purchased themselves some suspicion, but they have been proven to do nothing of harm.
Yep, pretty much.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, I figured we were, but you know, I never know. I never know with people. I feel like you'll like get a sense of like somebody and like what they think of things, and then they'll like fucking change up for, like,
Emery?
no reason. And they, yeah,
Straight up, name a single person that you have ever spoken to online or watched a stream of that is more consistent than me.
single person.
Yeah, not even Max.
I have to think about this. I'm sure there is somebody. I'm not gonna.
Point out a single
I'm not
time
gonna
I've been
pretend you are the most
inconsistent.
consistent, but I think you are consistent. I'm not gonna.
I got
I'm not gonna lie to
integrity,
you. I
damn
think
it.
You are a consistent person. Yeah. Even I'm not that consistent. Listen, I get.
I'm just saying,
Get out of
have
whack.
a little
Sometimes
more
I be
faith in me,
changing
buddy.
my opinion on something. Meaning, I actually do change my opinion when I like. It's not like a like. It's like sometimes where I'm like I'm in conflict. Sometimes I'll be saying like one thing where I'm like, but do I actually think this? Do I actually believe this?
I've changed
I
my
have to
mind
think
too, but you should expect me to change my mind if what happened changed my mind happened.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna stop wasting your time. I'm out of here, man. Have a good one. Enjoy streaming. Are you gonna go back to your regular routine or?
I'm gonna try to do Fridays and Saturdays for now.
Cool.
But I work a lot, sometimes up to 75 hours a week. So,
Well,
I'm gonna get in what I can.
I mean, like I work too. I just stream when I stream or when I feel like it and I have something to say. So that's how I would treat it if I were you. But yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do Fridays and Saturdays and see what else I can sneak in. But it's been very nice. I've had 3 callers, and it's making me feel very welcome.
Wait, have you been watching any? Are you up on any TV shows or anything like that? Any recommendations you have in terms of anime or whatever?
Oh shit, dude! Like a bunch of them. What the fuck?
I've been looking for something new to watch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
I'll
gonna-
I'll look at my recently watched and I'll send you a list.
yeah, just give me
So I work
whatever
I work
you
I work from
think
home
I'd
12 hours a
watch.
day. I'd be watching shit all day while I work.
Yeah, I did tell you I watched. I finished Code Geass. I'm pretty sure.
Is
I
it
did tell you
perfect?
that,
It was perfect, right?
It's not perfect, but it's damn fucking close to perfect. I will say that it's damn fucking close, and I understand why people love it so much. I do understand that. So
I got I got Code Geass tattoo, right?
yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah. So,
So yeah, all right. I'd love to have you back. We'll talk anime some other time.
of course. Yeah. Have a good one.
Take it
Later.
easy, buddy.
Enjoy your stream.
Thank you. Bye. All right. So
Sorry, let me leave.
I just moved him to the Blind Eternities VC. Okay, so we'll go back to the video now. I missed that guy.
In the sheets, I should
But
say.
okay, but we've
They-
already
they-
said.
they-
We've already, hang on a sec.
Whoa. Okay, no. I just gotta get
You
back.
really stumbled over that one, Dan.
I gotta get used to
The
the
standard of other people's opinions.
half speed.
Like,
I think I said the
Yeah.
commentary people. I think I
Destiny is
Also, hi, Kraut. How's it going? I've heard of this drama, but I don't know how bad it is yet. It gets pretty bad.
Said he's happy to dox people. He's posted people's docs in fucking DGT.
Yeah, he has.
Right, okay. So
Yeah.
you have yourself dox people on stream. I don't give a fuck for your justification, right? And it just feels very gotcha that you then come to me going, well, have you got a problem with this? But it's not the same thing.
Yeah, you know why? It is the same thing because it's like these people claim some moral high ground, and they're like, I would never do this. I'm so against this type of shit. Like they're moral in the streets, and then they're doxing like in the streets or in the sheets, I should say.
Okay, we've already said. Hang on a sec.
You really stumbled over that one, Dan. You really stumbled over that one.
This isn't doxing.
Okay. So to be clear,
Okay.
it's all right that you don't have a problem with people doing gay ops against people that they think, this could maybe be an alt of someone else
Well,
to get their info and shit.
I
That's
would want to
fine.
see Nicandros respond to this and understand what he meant by gay op and what
I would like
info
to see
he
it
wanted to
also.
reveal.
And as far as context, there's no messages before this or after this from either Shamu or from Nicandros. Starts there, ends there. So I'd like to see what's in the
Dan misspoke debate over. True. So fucking true.
private DMs. I wonder if there's any like links going on, any conversation right there of people. That'd be great to see.
So now you want to see people's private DMs?
No, I don't give a shit. You're the one who says that you want to give maximum charity. Then fuck it. Then you
No, no, no,
absolutely should.
I'm-
Okay. Obviously, Chud knew what he meant. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I guess, does that make sense, though? I feel like there's a huge difference between being a deranged idiot online who gathers information on people, releases it just to fuck with them because you don't like them, because you think they're stupid, you think they're boring, or you think that they're cringe or that they deserve it, versus somebody is coming at you and bothering you and fucking with your shit. I think you get to Karen out a little bit, right? I think everybody gets to Karen out a little bit.
Yeah.
And what does a Karen do? A Karen gathers that information and is like, I have shit, don't fuck with me, I have stuff, and I can fuck with you too if you don't leave me alone. You know, I think it's very fair.
I agree.
So,
Does Stardust agree with what was just discussed on the call?
Dude, you are totally twisting my fucking words. I'm not saying I'm giving maximum
and if they don't back off, then, you know,
charity. Shamu and Nicandros are well-regarded creators that have made videos.
conduits
I've
your-
I think she's saying what I said. Like it's not good, but also I get it.
criticised
Yeah.
for them. I'm not shy of criticizing them, okay?
a bunch of celebrities. Where were you guys? I hope you guys are clicking that subscribe button, by the way, and liking the stream, okay?
But I'm being presented with something with redacted
Same.
information that I can't see. I don't know how this got fucking populated.
This is the live stream channel. Okay, sorry, I'll stop pausing now.
The redacted information is names of unrelated people.
Okay. So unrelated redacted. Is
So-
it redact-
Oh, this is one of my favorite parts where Dan is basically saying the things that are redacted are unrelated, and Chud crashes out again about this. Like, before Dan even enters the call, he's crashing out. Then he enters the call, he crashes out again. Then there's this part, and he just crashes out again. He's like, you're trying to misportray things somehow.
Yeah, it's just a random. I don't know who.
But no,
like,
but who
like,
is this?
for instance, that could be like
but wait,
the
okay,
Jennifer,
where did that?
Jennifer
Okay,
person is
I don't know who, but unredacted related. Who is that person, and how did that information get in there?
unrelated redacted. So like I don't
But
know.
is this
who,
is that name underneath there populated by using one of these tools, or is it something else?
No, that was manually removed so that a normal person would not get exposed here.
No, but okay, no, I'm asking you a question. This it says
Yeah.
redacted state. Okay, this information of this state, was this populated by one of these tools? Yes or no?
No, they had the word. They had the actual state there
No, okay, but how did they get the state? Where did the state come from?
from the tools. Read the second
Wait,
line at the
did I
top.
see
Docs tool
that?
1 and Docs tool 2.
Okay, and this state information,
In the unredacted.
How
So,
does
so
this
read,
tool find-
read that thing. Read it.
Okay.
The second thing. It'll help you.
a website to find personal identifiable information on any username. You can receive things such as past usernames, real name, address, email, breach passwords, photos, and other information. Okay. So this unrelated redacted, what is this? Is this someone's real name? Is it a Twitter at?
Unrelated, redacted.
Oh,
Does he
that
not understand
part
why
he
someone would
didn't-
redact the names of someone unrelated to being discussed? I guess, yeah,
he
no, he doesn't
didn't.
understand. Like, this is the worst reading comprehension I've ever seen.
What is it?
Hold on. Let me see if I can find this in the thing. It's no one to do with this. That's why it's unrelated. It says unrelated redacted.
No, sure, but it's important to understand what it is. Is it a name? Is it a Twitter account? Is it an at? Because a Twitter
yeah.
at is not PII, but someone's name is.
Hold on.
Oh, I do want to be clear. Looking at the unredacted part, it looks like to me that the name is a username and not a person's name. I could be wrong, but I would be surprised if that was a person's name. If it is, it's like a foreign name that I'm unfamiliar with. It looks like a username to me.
I don't think he understands what unrelated means.
So I've got.
Like, dude needs to start reading some books again. He needs to read some books again. This part doesn't make sense. I don't know that I'm the right person to explain it, but I think there are levels. When we talk about doxing and we talk about the reasons for doxing, I think that there are levels to things. And is it bad reading comprehension or being purposefully obtuse? Who knows? He does like to get angry. I almost wonder with dudes like this if like getting angry is like the only way. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. Never
Shimmer
mind.
in
I'm not
chat
gonna say
here,
anything.
and they're saying their defense is
I'm not
they've
gonna say
redacted
it.
it
Way
because
too
it's a
low,
public
way too
person,
low.
OnlyFans creator.
Okay, so I'm looking at it right now. I don't know who, but that it's the name of a creator person is
Okay.
in state.
Okay, but name of a creator person, is it their public
Yeah.
profile name?
Yes, it is.
You fucking
Like, if-
disgusting. You're a fucking disgusting evil person.
Wait, what?
Obtuse. Who knows? He does like to get angry. I almost wonder with dudes like this if like getting angry is like the only way. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Shimmer
I'm
in
not
chat
gonna say
here,
anything.
and they're saying their defense is
I'm not
they've
gonna say
redacted
it.
it
Way
because
too
it's a
low,
public
way too
person,
low.
OnlyFans creator, and their location is public on Twitter. They're a big OnlyFans creator. There is no doxing happening here, and they're redacted to manipulate people reading it. Response to that?
Okay, so I'm looking at it right now. I don't know who, but that it's a name of a creator person. Is
Okay.
in
I don't. Just me. I don't think that it looks any worse, just because it's redacted. Like seeing it unredacted, it seems equally bad or good or whatever.
state.
Okay, but name of a creator person, is it their public profile name?
Yes, it is.
You fucking
Like,
disgusting. You're a fucking disgusting, evil person. Do you know
Stop
what
it, degraded bagel. Stop it. Maybe I was maybe I was going there, but I didn't want to go there. I was like, wait, that's weird. I'm not gonna say that. Like, you know, men hit a certain age, and it's natural. 30% of men in their 30s have dysfunction, and you know, sometimes what a fucking pause screen. By the way, what is this? What is this pause screen? I have to screenshot this. Okay, but 30% of men in their 30s, you know, it's a normal thing. It's a natural thing. Even you know, it's a natural thing. Okay, nothing to be ashamed about. But you know, sometimes I wonder, you know, the lengths that people will go to, you know, aid themselves, if that makes sense, you know. So, but you know, I'm not a doctor. I cannot do medical diagnoses because I am. But you know what? Never mind. I'm not saying it. Somebody else in chat said it. I didn't have to say anything.
fucking evil you
talking
are?
about?
You've put unrelated redacted to give the perception that there's something bad happening here, and it's
Read the
someone's
third
public.
We respect our soft kings.
Well-
We do. We respect soft kings in this.
Well, I may have just gotten information that would suggest that there's more nefarious things happening in this, but I'm gonna wait till I get some more information. I asked for some clarification, and if I get that, then I'll be sharing that.
Chat, okay?
But
We do.
I want to just spread rumors.
On the
No,
fucking
fuck
page,
you,
what
bro.
does it say?
Dude, you are fucking
You're coping,
disgusting.
You're coping.
I'm not fucking
You're
coping.
You're
It's
maximum
exactly as I
cope.
suspected.
Keep
It's
clinging
exactly
for
as
anything you
no,
can.
I'm not clinging for anything. It's
I-
exactly like I
well, equals
suspected.
win, I guess.
You have done
Yeah.
this in a way to make it look more egregious. But this is a creator's username. You fucking disgusting wretch. Fuck
You're
you. You
delusional.
go on
Oh.
a fucking stream and say someone's fucking real name,
Okay, Chud said it is a creator's name. That's what I thought.
and you're trying to act like there's something bad happening here, where this is a
There is.
fucking username.
There is. You said you'd ban him yourself. There is something bad going on here.
No, I didn't say that.
It's
I told
someone
them to stop.
unrelated.
But now I've got more information. Okay, it's unrelated,
Oh, okay.
but it's a public available username. It's not their
that
personal
shouldn't
name,
be
is it?
included in some
And this-
random shit.
Why not?
You're
No.
spelling out because
He did not do that to give the perception. He did that so people wouldn't hound unrelated people. Yeah. Like, I actually think this was a pretty responsible thing of Dan to do. That he put unrelated redacted. Because he didn't want.
I do think that the redacting is fine, and for that reason too. I do. I think the redacting is fine.
more people to get targeted. And by the way, let's come up with a caption for this, okay? What an amazing... What if an...
But I think it's deliberately misleading to call these screenshots specifically a dox.
amazing screen cap. Okay, think about it, chat. Think about it for a little bit, all right?
You're not
You can
spurging
look
out.
at
You're
it.
spurging out.
Because
You want this to
they're
look
not
bad.
gonna do it.
What does it matter
It
not to do
doesn't
it? Is it wrong to discuss? Oh, this person, this public creator that lives in this state, which is apparently publicly available. That's wrong to say in a fucking Discord server. What are
You're
you on
not
about? bro?
related to them. Why the fuck would you like get other people involved when the Candro?
How are they getting other people involved? They're video
would
creators
you
looking
bring
at a
a fucking
person that might be
rando into
relevant to a
this?
story. How are they bringing it into it? They're discussing them as to whether they're involved.
Okay, well, I mean,
I keep seeing people say Dan dox someone, and I don't know what the context is. I don't know if I'm correct, so I don't want to say anything about it. If I had to guess, I know that there was somebody who was, I think, like, fucking with his podcast or something, and that he fucked with them back. I'm not sure, though. Actually, I could be wrong. And so don't rely on me for anything. Dishonestly, Todd tries to twist it to something evil or nefarious. Yeah, this clearly is, like, I think this is clearly Dan being responsible, redacting things so people who aren't the targets of this aren't getting targeted, people who aren't related aren't getting targeted, and
Now, to be clear, I like Dan. I think he's funny, and I wouldn't put it past him to redact things for both reasons. If he thought it would make it look worse, and he would also be hiding the things. Both things can be true. That's totally a possibility that I'm willing to entertain. And it sounds like something that, like, I wouldn't be surprised that he did.
then Chud is taking this and running with it. That's the way that Chud kind of operates in arguments, though. I've noticed that. Like, if he finds a way that he can dishonestly smear somebody as like, oh, you're being a liar, you're trying to make me think this, like, he'll run with that, and he'll yap and yap about that till the cows come home. God, dude. I don't think I can say that, okay? I'm trying to maintain some professionalism, okay? So I can't say that, okay? But thank you. Oh, it was Hassan's mod that was spreading Dan, claiming that Dan was a PDF everywhere, and then also somebody was fucking with his wife and family. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I guess we
That's
just have
not
different
great.
standards. Like you can just bring in whoever you want when you do it. That's fine.
If you're looking at something and talking about something and there's a public
You know what would be
profile,
disgusting if I said like redacted and did anything else? I put unrelated, and the third fucking name, third line on this is other unrelated names
no, so
are
you
redacted
did this.
as well.
So you've manipulated this to make it look
Oh,
worse
manipulated.
than it is. It is
Yes,
manipulated, yes. Because if this is a fucking username, you've made it seem like it's personal identifiable information when it's not. And the
Are you
state,
retarded?
is it true?
How does that sentence go?
Is
I
it
don't
true?
know who, but
is it
that
true? Is
unrelated
it true that the
redacted
state?
person-
Is it true the redacted state was something that was on their public profile? Yes or no?
I have no fucking idea. Let me see. Hold on. I assume people know where this person lives. I don't see it on their Twitter, but I know where this person lives, but I didn't want anyone knowing who this was. Is that not fair?
So
Do
you know
not
the
want
person.
that?
So are you saying that the redacted state here is public information?
I think that Chud's putting too much elbow grease into this claim, but like, I think it'd be better to say like, he could say what he said, but like softer. I don't think there's any like evidence that that's what Dan did, but like, it wouldn't be the most surprising thing in the world. And if it is, like, it's funny.
It's state public information. I don't think that people should know who an unrelated person, with these two people going and doxing something, like if they started talking midstream about how like Chudlogic does
Doesn't
X, Y,
fucking
and Z,
happen.
I would
Stop,
redact
you
that.
are fucking disgusting, Rich.
No,
It's
you
dis-
just are
you're
trying-
for-
See, I told you. Dan tries to explain to him what this means, and he doesn't care. He's smart enough to understand this. Okay, I know that Chud is actually smart enough to understand, unless his cognitive abilities have declined significantly since the last time I talked to him. I know that Chud is smart enough to understand what Dan was saying, and he is just doing this on purpose to create more chaos and distract from everything, basically.
But so fucking.
I don't agree. I think that Chud probably thinks that. Granted, he came into this like pretty paranoid, but
On the
I'm not
smallest-
trying.
what would just stand to make me think that he probably believes that anyway. And like I said, it's not out of the realm of like expectedness for Dan to do something like that either. But like
pivot,
at the very least, I can say like it's fine that he redacted the things. If he's doing it for the reason he said, that's fine. If he's doing it for the reason that Chud said, it's okay. Maybe with the claims that are being said more, but like now we have to like know the intent and all that. No, I don't know.
The way it's worded-
react to them doing fucking gay ops, react to them going and using fucking tools to get breached passwords, breach names. Let's go to page 2 on this. Oh, we don't want to do that, right? You just want to fucking feign like
No,
outrage
no,
and everything
I've
here.
caught onto what's happening here.
Oh,
You
she's
have
calling
nothing
him out.
mate. You discuss.
He's calling him out. Damn. He's like, you just want to feign outrage. Oh fuck, Dan's going in. You want to feign outrage.
Thing, Rats, you said unrelated redacted. You knew.
I like the fucking impression. That's a good impression.
Well, yeah, fuck these people. Yes, I want them to understand that they've claimed moral superiority this entire time, and they are the same or worse because they claim to be better and they're fucking cunts. They do the same shit. They're not doxing some big fucking creator so they can make a piece. It's not Taylor Lorenz going after libs of TikTok. They're doxing a fucking rando on fucking Twitter
Well,
because
they're not
maybe
doxing.
it's related to
They're not
someone
doxing
else.
'cause they're not
And you're
publicizing the
sucking the
information.
fucking dick. Oh, really? Getting one information of one person
Performative baby crash out. He's got to be a performative baby for his chat. True.
to the other. That's not
This is
doxing
Dan.
because you might want to watch
Absolute
yourself on
W
this
from
one.
Dan.
You might.
Absolute
If this is
W
a
from Dan.
publicly
public
available
channel.
Twitter profile,
I don't know.
if this is
Yeah,
a
I know.
publicly available Twitter profile, and this
Okay,
state
sure.
is public information, there's nothing wrong with putting this in a Discord conversation. No. If it is personal identifiable information, if this state is not publicly known and it gets revealed publicly, then it's doxing. But I don't think this is doxing because, as far as I understand,
Listen,
this is
I
publicly
love the
available
idea,
information.
and we can come to common ground. I 100% would absolutely be 100% on board with you that this is not doxing. If we want to keep that standard, that as long as you don't publish it publicly, it's not doxing. I love that.
Well, hang on a second.
And
Okay.
No.
Public information could be like.
And, I just want
what
to
I mean
clarify. It says Texas on this person's thing. So yeah, so fine. If you want this whole thing, if that's a big thing, it said Novaru in Texas. If you think
Why does he look like a hobo now? Okay, back when I had my beef with Chudlogic, I thought he looked like a goat, you know? And I feel like actually goats are quite cute, right? That's not really insulting, but I don't think he liked that too much, so.
that blows your
Novaru,
point.
bro, you are fucking. This is
you a
Novaru.
fucking
This
rich,
is
Mike. You
Novaru.
included- you
You've
didn't
been
do this, Mike.
dude. This is
You
Novaru in
exposed
Texas.
me.
And you put it as unrelated redacted state.
Yeah,
This
they
is
are
PII.
unrelated.
There's not enough of a speech impediment in there, Dan. You need to get just a little bit more, like the alcoholic speech impediment. You need to just get a little bit more of that in there. So.
Yes, they weren't doxing
Novaru is a
fucking
public
Novaru.
figure, and it's known that she lives in
So?
fucking Texas. Dude,
Yes,
your
what
manipulation of information, your fucking Hasbara here is fucking disgraceful, bro. That you've desperately
Alright,
tried to
well,
create a piece of propaganda,
I'm gonna
okay,
have to agree to disagree on that one.
to smear Shamir and Kandros when it's fucking a public OnlyFans
He said, did you hear that? He said, Tishmir.
person, and everyone knows that she lives in fucking
Hi,
Texas, man.
Retzion.
Wretched,
It says
wretched fucking
unrelated.
trickery, bro.
Is this the best we can do? Is
Hasbara?
hinge on this one point? I know.
No, dude, it's not him.
No way. He said that? Wait, no way that happened. No way that happened. Okay, just a second. No way. I really, Chud is really, his vocabulary has changed since the last time I've seen him speak. Like, these new things, saying Hasbara, saying Goy walked, saying Goy slop, like, what is happening? What happened to him?
Rando on.
I know, who Destiny Chud is, everyone else I have no idea. Okay. I explained some of it at the beginning of the stream. I don't want to disrupt the flow of this by explaining it in, but I'm sure somebody in chat can explain some of this.
Damn, did I miss all the sweepers calling in? I guess so. You also missed like just going over these. I also saw the unredacted versions of this, and these screenshots are no evidence of doxing in and of themselves.
Twitter,
Well,
because
they're not
maybe
doxing.
it's related to
They're not
someone
doxing,
else,
so not
and you're
publicising the
sucking the
information.
fucking dick. Oh, really? Giving one information from one person to the other, that's not doxing? Because you might want to watch yourself on this one. You
Well,
might.
Kind of like what happened years ago, right? When Elder Drazi's name kept getting shared, and then the places that he worked, and then pictures of his wife and pictures of his girlfriend. Kind of like that, right?
If this is a
public
publicly available
channel,
Twitter profile,
I don't know.
if this is a
I don't know.
publicly available Twitter profile and this
Okay,
state
sure.
is public information, there's nothing wrong with putting this in a Discord conversation. No. If it is personal identifiable information, if this state is not publicly known and it gets revealed publicly, then it's doxing. But I don't think this is doxing because, as far as I understand,
listen,
this is publicly
I love the
available
idea.
information.
Honestly, if somebody in chat can at Repsion and just kind of like explain it to him, I'm afraid that now I'm having doubts about my explanation at the beginning of the stream, that maybe I didn't give enough explanation for like exactly who each
Okay, cool. We agree, Mantis.
of these characters are. So
And listen, we
On the
can come to
Twitter.
common ground. I 100% would absolutely be 100% on board with you that this is not doxing. If we want to keep that standard, that as long as you don't publish it publicly, it's not doxing. I love that.
Well, hang on a second.
we-
Okay.
No.
Public information could be like.
And, I just want to
what I
clarify.
mean is
they're
I think we can safely assume these people are A-logging and doxing people regardless. They're absolutely coordinating. So here's the thing. I have been given a narrative as to what this specifically was about. And if that is the case, then fine. I really want to see is there any evidence of them using any of these tools to release anybody's information? Has this ever happened at all? I think they certainly deserve some suspicion. I wouldn't be surprised if they were doing it, but I would say there's not enough. Like if I was on the jury of a court and I had to rule on whether or not these people are guilty of a crime of doxing, I wouldn't be able to say yeah.
this on this person's thing. So yeah, so fine. If you want this whole thing, if that's a big thing, it's at Novaru in Texas. If you think that blows your
Novaru,
point.
bro, you are fucking. This is
Are you a
Novaru.
fucking
This is
rep, Mike? You
Novaru.
included- you didn't
You've
do
been
this,
exposed,
Mike.
dude. This is
You've been
Novaru,
exposed,
Texas.
mate.
Yeah, you put it as.
Sure. If they did, you're saying yes. They're trying to say that it's ethical and virtuous, but obviously, it's just to hurt Tectone. I don't know what their intention is there, and I don't care. Really, I would say it's still wrong, regardless. Even if they did have the intent of doing it to protect this other person that Tectone's harassing, I would say like it's still wrong. Don't do that. If they are doxing him. They don't do things to help the victims. Somebody called in and said that they were compiling information and sending it to a lawyer. I have no evidence of this, so I can't speak to that at all. But if they are doxing, then it's wrong. I just don't have evidence of that yet. I don't know if there's evidence of it, but I don't have that evidence. They've done suspicious things, and what they're really doing too is using these tools and enabling people by sharing these tools and all that is bad. Obviously bad. It's just a different claim.
Related redacted state.
Yeah,
This
they
is
are
PII.
related. They weren't doxing
Novaru's a
fucking
public
Novaru.
figure, and it's known that she lives in fucking
So?
Texas. Dude,
Yes,
your
what
manipulation of information, your fucking Hasbara here is fucking disgraceful, bro.
Haspara. He didn't even say it right. He said it with a P instead of a B.
He's desperately
Alright,
tried
well.
to create a piece of propaganda.
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree on that one.
to smear Shimura Nicandros when it's fucking a public OnlyFans person, and everyone knows that she lives in fucking Texas, man. Wretched,
says
wretched fucking
unrelated.
trickery, bro.
Wretched.
Is this the best you can do? Is
fucking
hinge on this
trickery.
one?
That's a little problematic. Wretched trickery? My
Good point.
goodness.
I know.
No, dude, it's not hinging on this one point. Your
you not
entire
wanna go through
fucking
the rest
piece,
of it?
your
Do you
entire
not wanna
piece
go
is
through the rest of it?
undermined
I
because
understand if
you
you
have
wanna
tried to
sweep
create
under
the
the rug
perception of
and- No,
impropriety.
listen,
Dude, you are
if this is
fucking
your
flailing.
excuse-
You are
if this
trying
is
to
your
create the
excuse and
perception
not
of
cover it-
impropriety, and there's not in this part. I'm happy to
You
look
know
at all
what?
of
You know
this,
what? Maybe
but
we should
you've
talk to-
manipulated the information.
Hold on. I have an idea.
He didn't even manipulate. This is just so pathetic. It's so sad. He didn't manipulate anything. He literally redacted the things that were unrelated. And Chud is, again, he's just doing his performative outrage. And
If you know how they coordinate, that's great. Can I get some? If somebody could show me something, anything, to show that these things are happening, but I can't. I can't be fair to some people and unfair to other people. Like right now, I'm coasting off of dunking on Chud on fucking Twitter. I don't want to. I wanna. It would make me feel emotionally better to be like, oh, these guys, like it's exactly it. These guys are doxing all that. Like emotionally, that would feel better. But like, I don't have this. I can't lie and say that like this meets the criteria of like proof of a thing that I don't have any proof of. And I'm not saying that that's I'm happy to say I'm a sure. So like I can condemn the things that they are doing that's bad. And I took a look at the tool too, like the website that hosts one of these tools. It doesn't look like it's used for good things, but still, I got to keep it good faith with all parties. So I'm interested to see what's going to come of the narrative.
I highly suspect. Is it? You know what? I'm gonna go there. Actually, I am gonna go there because again, I don't know. I know Chad is like in his late 30s or whatever. Okay, you reach a certain age as a man. 30% of men in their 30s have trouble getting it up. And that's okay. We respect soft kings in my community, but I sometimes wonder with these guys who are performatively angry all the time if that is like the only way that they can get hard. I really do. I wonder if it's like that's the only way that they can get hard, and like they, you know, maybe their brain is still like in their youth. It's all centered on that thing, you know, and I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea, you know. There's more to life, guys. There's more to life. And women will love you whether you're soft or you're not soft, okay? I just wonder sometimes.
Yeah, what we can do. I mean, if you want, I have someone else who wants to kind of discuss this.
Who?
What do you think? How about your best boy, Destiny? What do you think?
I don't want to speak to Destiny. I'm not talking about
You sure? You're running?
No, well, sure. If you want to say I'm running, fine. I'm not.
If I couldn't get hard, I'd be angry all the time. No, I'm just saying, you know, when you get angry, the blood starts flowing, you know, your blood pressure goes up, you know, and then, I don't know, maybe. Watch out, Star. They're going to concern troll about your sexual harassment of Chud. Oh, shit. Sorry. My apologies. I did not mean to be disrespectful. I'm talking about this in a clinical sense, okay? So. TLT artist, I can't. Somebody else has to do it. Somebody else has to do it.
Talking to Destiny about this now.
Okay.
I'm not getting roped into your fucking DGG gay optrics. No.
Pass me again if I hit 40 and I'm angry on YouTube like this, just yelling 24/7. I barely take anything seriously these days in the streaming world. Yeah, fair. I mean, that's the way you have to live, right? You just kind of have to, yeah, you just kind of have to roll with it, right? Chudlogic still wakes up at night screaming about how he's still on the plantation getting whipped by Destiny. Jesus Christ, dude. Yo, Star, been a long time since I caught one of these live. Are we learning anything? No, we did some reminiscing at the beginning of the stream, but now we're just watching the shit show. The girls are fighting, and we're living for it. Whoa, Chud knows what gay op means. It's true. So true. Bro can't pretend consistently. No, they're all liars. All these guys are liars. They're all inconsistent in their morals. They all have double standards. Is that why he has to say R-worded and gay about pretty much everything? It's part of his rage boner? I have no idea. I'm actually going to be straight with you guys. I don't know much about how, like, that part of the male anatomy works. I don't know if, like, I imagine having high blood pressure might make it go up. I don't know, actually. You know what? I'm going to stop talking because it's making me look worse, I think. The more I talk about this, the worse I'm looking. So I'm going to stop. But I had something else to say, but I don't remember what I was going to say. I had something else. Let me see if I can remember it real quick. Hey, mention... Nope, it's the other way around. Oh, really? Okay, so you have to have low blood pressure for it to get... Okay, all right. I'm learning things. TMI, but my boyfriend has psoriasis flare-up. Oh.
How about SVL? I don't know how to pronounce this name. Being their dirt finder, the same person who spent 3 months writing about document on Tom and me and everyone. I don't know anything about this. Give me more information so that I can know. It does seem like I've gotten some DMs talking about how that they're encouraging and enabling doxing, which may be the case by having this tool up in their server, but it's also kind of sounds like to me the idea that it's like a gun club that also sells guns. It doesn't mean they killed anybody. But if somebody has any evidence of that, then, like, cool, I can say something more. But, like, I can't say stuff. I can't make claims about things that I don't have hard evidence for. It doesn't look good, but I can't say, like, they did a thing that I don't know they did. When she first wrote it, she put Tom's real name since changed. She uploaded a full criminal record, etc. LOL, she named his roommate and shit. That's doxing. If that happened, that's literally doxing. Did that happen, like, as she was a part of that community? And if so, is she the only person in that community who's done this sort of thing? Because, like, I can certainly condemn this person if that's something that they did for sure. And, like, I'm not saying that, like, you're lying or whatever. I'm just saying, like, is this, like, a known thing that happened? Or, like, what?
When he has a psoriasis flare, we can't be intimate, and he's a lot angrier when that happens. Fair
Because other
enough.
people came in here and made claims about this server, too. They also didn't provide any receipts. So, like, I'm just sort of, could you share this?
Oh, here it is. TLDR, Chud's Discord. Well, okay, it wasn't Chud's Discord. There's a Splinter server that I guess a bunch of these people are part of, and I don't know. I don't think Chud is part of that server, but a bunch of content creators are, and there was like some gay ops and doxing and coordinated brigading happening. So, oh, I meant fiance. Congratulations. Okay. There was something that I was going to say, but I can't remember, so we're just gonna go forward.
No, not happening.
Okay.
Not
Then just don't fucking read it. Then just fucking close it. Move out. Say it's not a big deal. And move the fuck on.
Why do you need Destiny
be-
to come in? Can't you defend yourself here?
Hey, listen. I'm just saying. He messaged me and said,
She was associated with JStalk, more Queeman and JStalk since. She's in the Snark server, apparently.
"Do you want to come in?" I
No,
didn't
I'm
he
not
had some
fucking talking
information
to
I
Destiny
don't
can
have.
get fucked, bro. It's so obvious
Okay.
he's trying to rope me
I'm
into
fine
these
if you want to
fucking
bring in
gay
Shimur and
DG games.
Chondros. Absolutely. I'm 100% cool with that if you want to bring them in. I'm fine with that.
Well, I mean, if you want to speak to them in order to, allow them to defend themselves, that's fine. I can do
Okay.
that.
So I guess when you were gone too, I've said that like they certainly earn themselves suspicion of like being people that dox, but we'll see. I'll get more information as time goes. Also, I think I got a hard out at midnight. I got to be up at like 6 a.m. Tomorrow, so I still won't be getting a whole lot of sleep. And then I had to work until like noon. It's Saturday, so I have to work full day. And then I have a date, and then I'll be back on after that to pick up where I left off. I'm trying. How long have I gone for now? It was my first stream back, and it's already 3 hours 20 minutes. So
Okay. Sure. Bring him. Come on in, Shimur and Chondros. Let's go.
I'm
Let's have a
not
conversation.
I'm not slouching on it.
I was banned from Chud's Discord for posting a video of myself farting around Christmas. What? What? What do you mean? What is going on? What the hell? What kind of... I was just not ready for that.
It's literally in a profile. It's literally in a fucking profile, dude. Look.
You don't understand. Okay. Oh,
Oh my god, dude. That's a fair ban, though, you nasty bitch. What the fuck? You can't just call people nasty bitches, okay? Mushi, we're gonna be... Maybe you couldn't help it, okay? Some people can't help when they fart, alright? I'm so confused. How does that... That is like a sentence I was just not
Hey,
prepared
I think I
for.
can clear this up for you. This is not about them doxing Novaru. You understand that, right? This is a random Twitter user they're trying to go after. Do you think this is the person they were going after?
No, but the point is, in your document, you have created something.
Oh my god, how is he still on this point? They've been arguing this point for how long? How long? How is he still harping on this?
Create the perception of impropriety.
No.
Yes, you have.
You could remove this line and it would be just as bad. You're just
No.
hoping that this makes you fucking better. Remove it. Go ahead, remove it altogether.
You know what, fine?
I'm sorry, I'm still like recovering from that sentence. What, like,
Don't
what?
be a pussy. Bring Destiny on. Bring that fucking pussy on. Let's fucking go. Come on.
All right, we'll do. Hold on.
Oh, whoops.
Like old times.
Yes, like old times.
I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally called somebody.
Like old times. Oh fuck, that's what I was gonna say. Okay. Somebody mentioned that Chudlogic wakes up in a sweat at night, still being whipped by Destiny on the plantation. I do have to say, and I posted about this on Twitter, but last night, I usually don't remember my dreams, but last night I remembered my dream, okay? And last night, my dream was that I was carrying like a
1 minute. I'm getting so many DMs right now. I'll have to come back to that. If you want to follow up about the chat, I'm down.
massive tray of spaghetti and meatballs, right? And I was carrying it across a building, like a really big building, and I kept spilling the meatballs everywhere and the spaghetti everywhere as I'm walking, and like. So then I was trying to pick up the spaghetti and the meatballs, but the more I tried to pick it up, it kept spreading more. And like everybody in the building that I passed by was staring at me, and they would stare at me and they'd judge me, but they wouldn't help me. It was a terrible dream. And then even in part of the dream, I decided to taste one of the meatballs, and it was horrible. It was a terrible meatball. So that was my dream last night. And dude, it was like the entire dream. I can't tell you. It was a long ass dream too. The entire dream, the majority of it, like 90% of that dream was me walking in this building in a long hallway, then turning down another hallway with my big plate tray of spaghetti and spilling the spaghetti and meatballs everywhere. And even though no matter how much I spill, there's still a hella ton of meatballs and spaghetti on my tray. And if I try to pick it up, it just spreads more on the floor, and everybody who passes by me is giving me a judgmental look like, oh, how could you do that? You're such a bad person. But nobody's helping me. So that's my dream. Anyways, back to the stream. Sorry.
Wow, it's been a while, Destiny.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Okay, so I know the meme is that me and Dan are always scheming together. I haven't seen this before. I just see you guys arguing over it.
Thank you, Walk. Yeah, I will. I hard out at midnight, and then I get some sleep. I like passed out on my couch out of nowhere last night, and then I took like a short nap between work and this.
Right, that's bullshit. You tweeted this straight away.
So I do think Dan basically like absolutely dominated and just absolutely got Chud to submit in this. I mean, not fully submit. Like Chud was being like kind of a brat, right? But yeah, basically Chud was just crashing out the entire debate, and Dan was like the fucking parent trying to calm the kid down. So I mean, I think absolute W for Dan. So let's see what happens when Destiny enters here.
I do want to say too, I understand the desire to say like this is happening when it feels like it would be that way, but I think that especially for me, I thought this was going to be like an easy home run, that whatever the narrative that Chud was on about this was going to be wrong, but you gotta have evidence, but I do the same for anybody.
Why retweeted? Because they're shitting on you, so of course I did. Doesn't mean I read it though. Hold on, let me catch up.
So
one
my point here is the perception of impropriety has been created by listing this as unrelated redacted and redacted states, when it's Novaru who lives in Texas.
Is that true?
Yes.
Did Shamu confirm this?
Yes. Dan confirmed it, and I've just checked. Novaru's profile. She lives in Texas.
Yeah, they're not involved with who they're doxing. That's why it says unrelated.
Destiny.
He literally said this so many times, and Chud is Chud is just doing this dishonestly. He's probably got a bunch of people DMing him, telling him, "Oh, just keep hammering in on this one point."
Destiny, you're a reasonable guy. Surely you would agree that putting it this way makes it seem like this is personal identifiable information.
Then he's getting like the mom to come in. So it's like the dad is trying to reason with the kid and say like, no, that's not what this means. This is what it means. The kid is just crashing the fuck out. And then the mom enters, right? And he's trying to, Mom, look what he did, okay? Don't you think I'm right? Look what Dad did. And the mom has no idea what the fuck's going on. That's what's happening right now, okay?
Unrelated redacted person well, I don't even know what you guys mean by personally identifiable information anymore. What is your definition of that?
So
No, you're
someone's
correct.
full name is not public on the internet, address, phone number, etc.
Now you're correct on the facts of the matter, Drazi. Thank you. I gotta keep it honest.
And how are you counting? I swear I'm not being pedantic.
If I wasn't honest about this, if I hard stance took a side and saying like this is happening, this isn't happening just because it seemed like it, it would disqualify everything else I've ever streamed about.
I can explain why I'm asking. When you say public on the internet, like some people consider LinkedIn or like a school website
Okay.
their stuff to be public. Some people don't like.
So there could be
Like,
stuff that's
I'm gonna
public.
be
So
incredible. You mean like if it's like a public account where they have like from and they're like my Twitter and all that wouldn't be public, right?
there could be stuff that's public, like a phone book.
Consider that public, right?
Yeah, sure.
okay.
But if you go to a phone book and publicise the
Uh-huh.
information, I would consider that doxing. What I'm talking about is if someone has put on their own profile their state, if you say they live in that state when they put it on their own Twitter profile, that can't possibly be doxing.
What is the for the context of these messages?
Wait, what?
Why is Shamu?
Like a phone book.
Consider that public, right?
Yeah, sure.
okay.
But if you go to a phone book and publicise the
Uh-huh.
information, I would consider that doxing. What I'm talking about is
Yeah.
if someone has put on their own profile their state, if you say they live in that state when they put it on their own Twitter profile, that can't possibly be doxing.
What is the for
Depends.
the context of these messages? Why is Shamu pointing this out?
It's harder. And also, like my PayPal, I didn't know that it was on there at all. And that's why I asked. And then I didn't know that any of my stuff was on any of the things. But like Twitter, like that's like pretty front facing. I know that if I enabled like my location to be on Twitter, it would be visible for sure.
I don't know. We can bring Shamu in and he can explain, 'cause I obviously don't know. And he can give the
Okay,
context.
well, let's, I guess,
But-
sure, so we can ask him if we want, but then...
But
for
can you
next
just answer the
method-
question that I asked?
What?
Well, if someone puts that they live in Texas on their Twitter profile, is it doxing to say they live in Texas? Yes or no?
I mean, it depends on
No.
the context. of it.
Dude, get me. It depends on the context. It's yes
So,
or
like,
no.
okay, so then I have to play. Well, so it's not right. So we
Right,
all
thank you.
understand doxing to mean. I know you guys like to play games with this, but we all understand doxing to mean is doxing is when you try to make personally identifiable information available in a form where people can use it to attack you. That's generally what we mean when we say doxing. So, like,
Sure.
generally speaking, you would say, oh, here's this person's Twitter account. They live in this state or whatever. I mean, like, maybe not. But if you're like trying to hunt down people that are like geographically near somebody for the purposes of some other thing, then I mean, even if it is publicly available, personally, I think that would be considered doxing. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but you've given a
But
very long
what if
answer there.
the-
But at the start you said,
Even without the goal of harassment, a lot of doxing, the goal is just purely to humiliate people, right? It's to embarrass people, humiliate people.
Sure.
Before
But
we
I would
get
say
to
that this
harassment.
is
Then some of the goal is to harassment. Some of the goal is to swat people, right? And so yeah,
I would say that bullying and humiliating, these are just like lower forms of harassment. I don't think really you have to mince words about that stuff.
it can depend. And what people don't
I
seem to
don't
understand
think that it changes by mincing it.
is finding out people's usernames that are not public, that are not things that they made public on other websites. It's also very dodgy, right? It's very dodgy, and while it's not technically, maybe it's not technically doxing, you can gain a lot of information on somebody based on if you're able to pull their usernames from other websites, like if you're able to find their Gmail, or if you're able to find their account on, I don't know, Reddit or something, right? So
very simply, if someone has got Texas on their Twitter account, it's not doxing to say they live in Texas.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to find people that like live near a guy to like swat him or something, then you're
Well,
making
dude,
that...
okay, bro, dude, I've listened to so many of your fucking debates, okay, over the years.
Yeah.
You
And this
think
is
you're going to
the-
get
by the way-
away with this? Oh, if you
he's already starting to crash out. It's happening here, okay, guys? Like, let's count down from 5, okay?
find someone to swap them, it's a very simple question, and you're trying to overcomplicate
three,
it to give the
I'm not
perception
two,
that I'm wrong somehow,
one.
and it's not true. I'm correct.
I'm not even saying you're wrong. This is the definition for doxing that I've literally always given, is when you're trying to make personally identifiable information available just for the purposes of harassing somebody. I would
Right.
consider that doxing.
Okay, so Destiny was able
That's
to
a
like
fine
wrangle him a little bit from
definition.
crashing out fully. He's gonna go there again though. It doesn't take much.
Okay,
I think most people agree, even if you wanted to say it in other words, generally speaking, that's how we view it.
so.
But what is the, I'm curious, what is the this
I
next line
sent
from
you. Every-
Nikandros or whatever, where he's saying, like, anyone know how to gay ops them into revealing more info? What does that mean?
So sure, I agree with you. That's potentially troubling. I don't know what he means by that. I don't know what he means by gay op or more information. So yes, I agree. That looks
Thank you
bad.
for the $2.
You
challenge, by
rats,
the way.
you fucking rats, mate. You
Oh,
know
wait a second.
exactly what
Dan,
gay
fuck
ops
you,
means,
bro.
mate.
Dan,
You rats, mate. You fucking
No,
rats.
I'm just curious. Wait, well, when you read it, like, how does that read to you? Like, what is like the plain reading of that? What do you assume that to mean?
they're looking to play some trick on someone to get them to reveal more information they don't want to reveal.
Okay. And then, so in the context of talking about like a person and where they live, and then
Oh, he
playing
knows what
gay
gay
ops
ops
in
are.
them to see if they can reveal more info.
Chud, I found Chud mentioning gay ops in 2022. Okay, Chud knows what gay ops are. He's mentioned gay ops many, many times.
Doesn't that sound a little?
I mean, it sounds bad, but I need more context to understand what Nicandros was getting at. Yes, I'd like to hear a response as to, you know, what is he looking to get out of it, and what is the gay op exactly?
Can you spin an example where this would be acceptable behavior to you?
Not necessarily. No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't engage in this behavior. I don't say this sort of thing. So I'd like to understand more so what, you know, Nicandros is saying before I could really say.
Are there any other things, or is this, are we just looking at this page itself?
We
I
can
think
look
there's
at the
another
next
page. Yeah. Well, let's read through this one. We'll go to the next one.
He just accused Dan of gay
Oh.
ops, yeah.
Man, we've
So
been here
what's
for
that? Did
so
we finish the other
long,
one?
and
The
we
other one-
barely
the
even
first page?
gotten. We haven't even gotten through all of this. Ugh.
We finish that? I'm on your stream, so I might be a little delayed.
So this is wild. So he spent all this time crashing out over one screenshot. Yikes.
It could be a first friend to Tectone. Definitely not something going on. Definitely something going on there. I'm not sure his viewers even know who's friends with Redacted. So this is Nova again, is it? Is that right?
Let me just see.
Okay.
Hold on, sorry.
So listen, I'm happy to continue to talk about this, but Shamu's here,
Yeah.
and Nicandros maybe can come on.
Yeah, we
think
can
they're
bring them both of them after, but I just want your impression of this before we bring them on. For
Yeah,
them
sure.
to-
I mean, there's some things here that are troubling, yes, and I'd like to understand more of what they were going for.
Sure, that's not quite the answer I'm looking for, but we'll get there.
Well,
Hold on.
okay. Well, the thing is, it feels
Wait,
like
I
you're looking for a
just want
specific
this is
answer.
my brain. I'm not looking for. I just
You're asking me.
okay,
You're
go
asking me to answer
What?
for things that I don't know because I'm not Nicandros.
not
I'm
asking you
not
to answer.
Shamu.
Yeah,
There's
I
stuff here that's
understand.
troubling, and I'd like to understand more of what they're saying and where they're coming from with this. Yes.
Okay. Can we read this page and the next page, and then once we have like an opinion or an understanding of what we think it is, then we can bring both of them in, and then they can explain.
Well, it feels like you're trying to
Is that
box me into a certain perspective or a certain answer. That's what it feels like.
I'm not sure. You know, I can't force you to do anything.
Why are you afraid of just giving your opinion, or agreeing to a definition?
Okay. You don't have to. You don't want to give an answer to whatever. That's fine. You're okay. I don't have.
No, but the reality is, if I don't have an answer for something, it's going to look bad, and it's going to make it look like I'm wrong somehow. Like, it's quite clear what you're trying to do. You're trying to box me in to make it look like I don't have an answer for this. I don't have an answer for that. These aren't my messages. It's the first time that I've seen this, and I don't know what to
So
make
do
of
you
it.
not-
Wait. Why do you think it would look bad?
Well, I mean, that's the point of putting it out in the way it's been put out. You've got the unredacted, redacted thing. So clearly this is presented and put out in a way in order to make these people look bad. So clearly you're trying to come up with some means with which, for me to not have an answer to something, and then it looks like something bad has happened. But I don't necessarily know, because I don't know what the intent of some of these messages, I don't know what the gay op thing is.
Sure. But then if these were put out in a way that you don't
I agree with Chud. On this, I agree with Chud.
think you could fairly cover it to give an actual opinion because there's not enough information, why would you cover it at all unless the point was literally
True.
just a sweep? Because it sounds like you're saying you can't possibly give an unbiased view of it because you've been set up.
One thing I have to say, like, nobody, follows through, like, logical trees. Like Destiny does, and yeah, I mean, we knew Destiny was gonna come.
Saxon. I'm gonna be on for about another 12 minutes.
And whatever was left of the card.
Which is why I'm kind of just trying to like let it play so I can get some more information. Sorry for having less commentary now. I do want to get through this. I'm not even halfway through the video.
Dan created. Destiny was gonna like beat it.
Obviously, I'll still pause and chime in at certain parts, but like I'm trying to get through a little bit more.
One way. So it seems like you're
I don't think I'm giving an unbiased view. I think I'm saying there's things here that look troubling and look bad, and I'd like more information on. Like it feels like.
Chud's right. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that at all. But like I'd say, objectively, he's correct.
You're looking for more than that, and beyond
I think
Nicandros
that's fair, by the
responding.
way. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't think I like draw hardcore conclusions. That's fine.
Right.
Can we just like?
But hang on a second. No, wait a second. No. But you are trying to draw hardcore conclusions. You're trying to like box me into perspective. Why is what I've said not enough for you?
Why can't you just read the fucking page in the next one?
Well, I was trying to read the page.
Yeah,
and then Dan...
he didn't. This is crazy. Dan came in with this, set of screenshots, and Chud gets so worked up and caught up on
That was crazy.
unrelated redacted that he cannot move on. That he is completely frozen, stun locked, if you will. He just can't do it. Just incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. Like, I almost wonder, is he psychologically healthy right now? Is he doing okay? Is he at a good state of well-being?
You called in, and then fucking
Go
Destiny
ahead.
wanted to call in.
All right, go ahead.
What am I reading now? What do you want me to look at?
Well, start where you left off. Keep going.
Okay.
Or I can read. Whatever you want.
Go on.
Nicandros says, anyone know how to get... I thought this was Goy Ops. Gay apps them, and revealing more info. Shamu says, it could just be a personal friend to Tectone as well, but definitely something going on there. I'm not sure his viewers even know he's friends with this person or not. Nicandros says, Tectone is way too obsessed not to do something like this. Language analysis stat. Mr. would indicate they're male. And then Substance says, what was the name of the account that leaked the sealed court docs in his Discord? And then Shamu says, the entire account is also just responding to Tectone shit if you look at the replies.
Okay, so what in there should I be condemning of or negatively perceiving, do you think?
Well, let's see. The gay ops?
I've already said, okay, wait a second. I've already said that looks
Well, you just
bad.
asked. I was answering.
Okay, but I've already addressed that. So what in there should I read and be outraged by? What should I be condemning?
I'm gonna pull up Destiny's stream for this part because I think Destiny's on camera for this. And Chudlogic is as well. Let me see.
Fuck
You're
you. You
delusional.
go on a fucking stream.
Here it is, maybe. Sorry, give me a second, guys. One second, guys.
I will do my best to take a little time before I stream tomorrow to put in some tools. So if somebody calls in, you can at least see who they are, or who's talking, all that. I'm gonna try to find the tool that makes that highlights chats too. That'd be pretty nice.
1 second, guys. Sorry. We'll just press play here.
Okay. So what do you think he means when he says language analysis? Mr. would indicate they're male. What are they doing?
So language analysis is, I think, if I'm thinking of the right thing, it's to do with
Here, just a second.
analytically, if someone has got Texas on their Twitter account, it's not doc.
Up. I'll move
Language
myself over
analysis.
here. See if I got. I have to move it up.
Hello, please work.
Let's QR cam. Let's see. Oh, whoops. I'm just making it larger. Still? Oh, wrong button. That makes sense.
Sorry, guys. I don't know why it's doing this.
Come back over here, pup.
I ruined the stream.
I got moved. I see.
26.
Is your impression that I'm the one crashing out right now? You guys have been on meltdown mode for like the past.
Have to use your imagination.
I made it too big.
Because obviously redacted image gives another perception of impropriety.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
don't-
just, but I mean, it's not there. Just assume. You have to. What are they? Yeah. Okay.
Next.
Is the next page like a continuation of the same conversation?
Okay, we're
Don't have-
going back.
No, but the reality is, if I don't have an answer for something, it's going to look bad, and it's going to make it look like.
It's the QR cam. It's a work in progress. Hello, pup. I'm gonna try to set up a better camera. They could potentially track her and only pop up when she's here. But it's something I want to have on this stream because I love my dog.
I'm wrong somehow.
The next one.
Hi, pup.
Noboru. You understand that, right?
Okay, we're
This
just
is a
gonna
random
go
Twitter
here.
user they're trying to go after. Do you think this is the person they were going after?
No, but the point is, in your document, you have created something to create the
Uh-huh.
perception of impropriety.
No.
Yes, you have.
You could remove this line and it would be just as bad. You're just
No.
hoping.
It sounds bad, but I need more context to understand what Nicandros was getting.
Yeah, read the rest and then bring in Shamu and Nicandros and they can defend their perspective.
Absolutely.
His followers from my POV. This redacted guy is some tard who watched my video and seemed to agree with it. I doubt it's him.
Sorry, guys, we're going here.
And so they're looking at follower lists, I guess.
What is it?
Is that supposed to be bad? Like, am I supposed to have a outraged reaction to that? It doesn't. This redacted guy is some tard who watched my video and seemed to agree with it. I doubt it's him.
Sorry, guys, we're going here.
And so they're looking at follower lists, I guess. Is that supposed to be bad? Like, am I supposed to have a outraged reaction to that? It doesn't seem to be a problem to me.
You can just keep reading.
Yeah, most likely thing is like a mod or something, but I guess it specifically follows Pink just to do shit like this Lamau. And then
Redacting that. Go ahead.
they've had 2 username changes, run the docs tool 2. So this is to check past Twitter usernames from the sound.
No. 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 Do
Okay.
you want me to show you what this gives? I can. If you want to. You want to.
Okay, the reason why you know that I wasn't involved in this is because why the fuck this? Okay, I'm not shit talking anybody, but this is a Dan job. Why would we put Docs tool do too? Docs tool, what the fuck are we even talking about? I don't know what the fuck the information is, right? Because that goes from looking like who cares to looking like really bad. Because like Docs tool 1 could literally be show past Steam names, in which case who the fuck cares? Or Docs tool 1 could be there are websites where you can plug in a certain
Okay,
name
fair
and you can
enough,
pull up
yeah.
every single piece of information about somebody. It'll have records of like addresses and everything else, and email addresses stuff you can use like other, which would be, in my opinion, pretty bad because they probably engage in this behavior really frequently. But we just call it Docs tool 1 and Docs tool 2. I don't know. I mean, you can look at that in charitable light and say, oh, well, maybe they're just like looking up online usernames or whatever. Yeah.
Pimpleton.
Oh, thank you for the
Pimpleton.
raid. Thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated.
Pimpleton. That's a fucking YouTuber, you fucking idiot.
Well, I've never heard of them.
Why have you redacted Pimpleton, you fucking
Because they're
moron?
unrelated. You fucking retard.
What is it? Okay, but this is the problem. You are redacting the name of YouTubers that are known in the space to create the perception of impropriety. Exactly the shit I've got with this.
I think you're. Are you alright?
Chat, are we already here? Yeah, we were already here, weren't we? Let me fast forward a bit. I'm sorry.
Just look at me and be like, yes, I'm retarded. Ready?
No. No,
you're,
not
you're
at all.
not. Okay. Give you a URL. Okay.
See, this is my point, and this is what I've hopefully, shown, is that when
Yeah,
you show it unredacted,
Go ahead.
the
What is
mystery
that?
goes.
What is that right there?
The
What is
mystery
that? Like,
goes-
click the fucking link. Don't pull it up on stream. Click it privately.
The mystery goes, and then it doesn't.
Do you
look
not, do you
half
not want to
as
click
bad
that
as
link? Do you not want to click that link?
Where have you sent it to me?
In our group chat.
Okay. Let me have a look at this. Is this what's being used?
The QR cam will
Okay.
get
no,
better
we're
in
here?
time.
Okay,
But
I'm
then
sorry. I'm sorry.
the-
Let me rewind a little bit. It's hard.
Why have you redacted Pimpleton, you fucking
Because they're
moron?
unrelated. You fucking retard.
What is it? Okay, but this, I'm saying there's things here that look bad, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd like more information. I'm not giving a pass to it. I just don't have all of the.
So he's just repeating himself over and over again. I'm sorry. Like, I gotta stop fast forwarding and rewinding. I'm just getting confused at this point because I can't believe Chud is still circling on this whole thing. I have no idea where. I don't know how to find. I don't know how to find. I shouldn't have switched VODs. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have switched VODs. I don't know how to find it. We're stuck, guys. We're here. We're just watching it. Okay. I'm sorry. We're here.
You want a treat?
We're here, and we're just here. We're just here, and I lost the place because I switched over because I wanted to see the people on the screen, and I fucked us over, and I'm sorry,
Oh,
guys. We're just watching now,
no.
and yeah, we're fucked. Okay. I just fucked it up. I'm sorry. I apologize. I fucked it up.
Ooh.
It's okay. You're doing fine, sweetie. Tommy C was right about Chud. Tommy C was right about Chud. And you know who was right about Chud before Tommy C? Me,
It's
motherfucker.
fine if I was
okay,
watching it
I was the
live.
motherfucker who had the first beef with him. Okay, I was Queeman's first obsession. Okay, I'm just letting you know. Okay, so you're just as professional of a streamer as Nicholas. I highly doubt that, but the horse has been beaten to death and is already decomposed on this point. Well, you know what? We're gonna beat it
Okay.
a little bit more. So,
Okay, 4 minutes before I got to get out of here. So I'm just gonna say my wrapping up stuff. I'm gonna save this where it's at. We're not even halfway through. At least I have an argument for transformative content. I have Star's permission to watch this, not the other people that she's watching, but not that matters. Thank you guys for watching. It was nice to have my first stream back, to have several callers, to have not a terrible for me number of people watching at all. I hope you guys didn't absolutely hate the QR cam, because I'm gonna make it better, and it's gonna be a thing. Take it easy, Mantis. I gotta run too. Tomorrow, it might be around the same time. It just depends on how long my date goes. And then I'll be on Wix thing Monday. I hope still. Like I plan on it still. I hope that my takes here haven't disqualified me from it. I wouldn't imagine so. But if that's the case, that'd be shitty and weird. I think that's it. If anybody has any suggestions about the stream, insofar as like the camera or the sound or anything like that, I hope you can reach out to me. I really threw this together like pretty quick. So yeah, any comments or anything like that are super welcome. Probably roughly the same ish time tomorrow, but I'll put up a thing in on Twitter when I stream like I normally do, and the Discords and all that. And if you just pop by in the last like little bit, I can throw in one more link to the server. Feel free to join the Discord server. As long as you ain't doing like crazy shit and following the rules, I won't ban you out or anything. Pretty hard to get kicked out of my server. I think that's it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for liking the stream. And yeah, that's all I got. I'm tired of shit. Take care. Oh, also, I don't have any raid stuff, but I think Star might be streaming now or soon. You should go check her out. That's my version of raiding. It's all I don't know how to raid on YouTube yet. Peace out.